movies, more choice. Next, the film that won 8 Academy Awards, Frank Sinatra is starring with Burt Lancaster and Montgomery Clift in the classic drama From Here to Eternity. Next.
Learning about love isn't always easy.
For some reason, I'm scared.
I feel something inside me, so I say it.
I don't want to open up old wounds.
I guess I just don't understand women.
I really tried hard to make it work.
But the best lessons come from the heart on Cinemax in June.
I'm not in love.
Not yet.
Blair Brown surrenders to a romantic interlude.
He went to the heart of me.
In Strapless.
Everybody says I'm pretty.
Yet picture-perfect Brooke Shields yearns for real love while living in a Bourbon Street bordello in Pretty Baby.
You're standing on Winfield Lane.
Betty Davis learns to cherish relations near and far.
Family is family.
In Family Reunion.
Why wouldn't a girl want to make love with me?
Tom Berenger lusts for passion and finds it in Praise of Older Women.
What was it you expected? That we get married or something?
Finally, Renee Taylor and Joe Bologna uncover their true feelings and discover they're made for each other. Love, Lost and Found. From the Heart in June on Cinemax. Candid, captivating, surprising. June on Vanguard Cinema. From Spain, a different kind of love story.
Entonces, ¿qué quieres? Quiero que me sueltes. Eso no puede ser.
A young man kidnaps the girl of his dreams in a controversial comedy with a seductive twist. Pedro Almodovar directs the Cinemax import Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down.
Telephone.
I'm in a meeting.
Home Sweet Home can be hazardous to your health when a writer moves in with 3 quirky women. Susan Day stars in the Cinemax new wave film, The Trouble with Dick.
Don't think twice, it's all right.
A legendary performer and elusive personality, director D.A. Pennebaker paints a portrait of a rock and roll phenomenon. Bob Dylan, the Cinemax documentary, Don't Look Back. Racy romance, offbeat humor, musical memories. Vanguard Cinema in June on Cinemax.
Internationally acclaimed jewelry designer Paloma Picasso has always had a flair for the original and the dramatic. Daughter of legendary artist Pablo Picasso, Paloma's artistic expression could be considered hereditary. But there exists a special legacy that Pablo left Paloma.
My father named me Paloma because it means dove in Spanish. And of course, that's just when he was designing the peace dove that became so famous, you know, in the early 50s. So I always thought it was the most beautiful gift that I was ever given.
This woman of inimitable style has repeatedly held places on the international best dressed list and is a true believer in a person's finding their own fashion formula.
I think you have to use fashion in order to emphasize your own style, but not fall, you know, into the problem of just following fashion regardless of, you know, who you are and what you look like.
Paloma's talent materialized early on as a theatrical costumer in Paris. But her global recognition arrived during the 1980s when the world-famous jeweler Tiffany & Company launched her line featuring the popular X's.
Well, actually, you know, the X in Europe, at least in France, is not used at all to mean a kiss. And I discovered that when I was learning English in England. The X became a natural because not only does it look modern, but it also has a romantic approach to it.
The quest for innovative design does not end with jewelry. Paloma also has to her credit a very sophisticated and successful perfume and an accessory line which is available in fine department stores in the United States.
Well, I think accessorizing is key to, you know, showing your own style because you most likely will buy a dress that another hundreds of women have bought. And if you want to be different, well, you have to accessorize it in a way that will make you unique.
And with a talent as unique as Paloma Picasso's, it is only natural that she'll keep branching out into different areas of design.
If you really get good in one technique and you bring that technique to a different medium, then you're really ahead of everybody.
More choice. Next, the film that won 8 Academy Awards, Frank Sinatra is starring with Burt Lancaster and Montgomery Clift in the classic drama From Here to Eternity. Next.
Be a clown, be a clown, be a clown.
From musical magic to comedy classics, in June it's Hollywood's finest when Vincent Minnelli takes the director's chair.
So bring on the beautiful girl.
a sparkling showcase of song and style. Fred Astaire heads an all-star cast with the Ziegfeld Follies.
Touché.
A flamboyant fantasy with a Cole Porter touch. Judy Garland and Gene Kelly in The Pirate.
I'm not a soldier.
And Judy returns for a whirlwind romance. Robert Walker co-stars in The Clock.
I need a star.
A ruthless producer in the lives he controls. Kirk Douglas and Lana Turner in The Bad and the Beautiful.
I would like to say a few words about weddings.
Elizabeth Taylor's tying the knot and Spencer Tracy's footing the bill in Father of the Bride.
Hey, what are you doing? You can't do that.
And A Honeymoon on Wheels is a newlywed's nightmare when Lucy and Desi hitch up the long, long trailer. In June, it's Vincent Minnelli in the director's chair. Catch one of his films every morning at 11:30 Eastern the week of June 17 on Cinemax. You've known him as Frankie, old blue-eyed, and the chairman of the board.
Hey, that's me.
All June long, Cinemax is doing it his way with 6 diverse films starring Frank Sinatra.
Ain't that something?
Gee, mister, you got talent.
Oh, yeah, it's quite a thing.
The passing years will show.
You can make it all the way to the top.
You've kept my love so young.
Kind of chokes you up, doesn't it?
So new. And time after time.
The time is now.
You'll hear me say that I'm
Starring Frank Sinatra. All June long on Cinemax.
To be loving.
All I got to say is, wow. You ought to know. I'll see you, huh?
Okay, I'll be there.
Cinemax more movies. Cinemax more choice. Cinemax more movies. Cinemax more choice. Cinemax more movies. Cinemax more movies, more choice. Cinemax more movies. Cinemax more choice. People ask me what's the score. I say Cinemax gives me more. More movies, more choice. Cinemax.
More choice. Next, Humphrey Bogart stars in one of his most memorable roles. Nominated for 7 Academy Awards, it's the K-Mutiny from this month's Military Max. Next.
Passion, mystery, excitement, danger. Summer's here and the temperature's rising with 4 fast-paced thrillers on Cinemax in June.
Accept it. It's over.
An erotic experiment proves fire burns.
We're not calling the police.
Body chemistry.
It's not over. You can't just walk out, Tom.
Her star is rising, but so is the body count.
Details at 11.
Catherine Oxenberg, overexposed.
So what do you think, pretty girl?
This is my command here.
And MP's murder reveals a clandestine network.
Deal with CIA.
Sean Connery, Mark Harmon, Meg Ryan, The Presidio.
You knew. You damn knew.
One people, one Germany, one leader.
A secret society, a hidden agenda.
Drop this inquiry. I have a job to do.
Kill him.
John Voight, The Odessa Files. The heat is on. Thrillers on Cinemax in June.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't move, don't stir.
In June, the celebration begins. Every week, a different festival. Every weekday, a different movie.
Would you like to explain that?
Sure. First, you can wake up with science fiction. Monday, June 3rd through Friday, June 7th at 8 a.m. Eastern.
I'd have to inform the president.
Then in the evening, you've got a date with Frank Sinatra. Just you and old Blue Eyes. Monday through Friday, June 10th through the 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
On the 3rd week in June, the director's chair is reserved for Vincent Minnelli. Every afternoon, another of his classic films. Monday, June 17th through Friday the 21st at 11:30 a.m. Eastern.
He's a great man.
Finally, end the month with a little full moon madness. We'll tuck you in with a nightmare. Monday through Friday, June 24th through the 28th at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. 4 movie festivals, one each week, every Monday through Friday in June on Cinemax.
Want to cure those summer rerun blues? Get Cinemax. Over 140 movies in June. The most movies on paid TV. You get more stars, more classics, more thrillers, more romance. Run those rerun blues right out of town. Now don't you feel better already? Cinemax in June. The cure for the summer rerun blues.
Be a clown, be a clown, be a clown.
From musical magic to comedy classics, in June it's Hollywood's finest when Vincent Minnelli takes the director's chair.
So bring on the beautiful girl.
A sparkling showcase of song and style. Fred Astaire heads an all-star cast for the Ziegfeld Follies.
Touché.
A flamboyant fantasy with a Cole Porter touch. Judy Garland and Gene Kelly in The Pirate.
I met a soldier.
And Judy returns for a whirlwind romance. Robert Walker co-stars in The Clock.
I need a star.
A ruthless producer in the lives he controls. Kirk Douglas and Lana Turner in The Bad and the Beautiful.
I would like to say a few words about weddings.
Elizabeth Taylor's tying the knot and Spencer Tracy's footing the bill in Father of the Bride.
Hey, what are you doing? You can't do that.
And A Honeymoon on Wheels is a newlywed's nightmare when Lucy and Desi hitch up the long, long trailer. In June, it's Vincent Minnelli in the director's chair. Catch one of his films every morning at 11:30 Eastern the week of June 17th on Cinemax.
Danger waits in the darkness.
They're all scared. They still open their doors.
Crime Time on Cinemax in June.
Got a full-blown maniac on our hands.
A serial killer terrorizes a city.
Now, don't scream. You won't get hurt.
And baffles the police. Tony Curtis stars in the true story of the Boston Strangler. They were once friends. Now they're on opposite sides of the law.
Quit selling dope, Cash.
Nick Nolte, Powers Booth.
Well, it's a good day for a killing.
Extreme prejudice. When the police can no longer protect them, angry citizens start their own patrol.
Stay out of this neighborhood.
Tom Skerritt is fighting back.
Do you have all the protection you need there?
Well, you know what the streets of New York are like.
A wisecracking private eye uncovers more than he was hired to find. Burt Reynolds, Seamus, and Jack Palance tracks down a priceless jewel.
You think that I'll steal it?
The Man Inside. Cops, crooks, and cool capers in June on Cinemax.
What makes a classic classic? A look, a smile, a moment in time. At Cinemax, we keep the class in classic by bringing you films that are completely uncut, by never interrupting those classic moments with commercial ads, and by ensuring that unique timelessness with the best quality prints around. So when you have Cinemax, you know you made the right choice, because we give you the film and nothing but the film. Uncut, uninterrupted, undeniably the best quality. If you like classic movies, you're in the right place. Cinemax.
If you like movies, then you'll love Keith Carradine and Sally Kirkland as they wrestle with love and larceny, Western style, in Cold Feet, next on Cinemax.
You go into a theater, you're going to miss 2 or 3 lines after someone's laughing or someone's screaming. You're not going to get it all. You get it all much better at home. Cinemax, if you like movies. Movies make me happy.
The following movie is rated R.
Coming up next, from swinging single to venomous viper, Nicolas Cage offers The Vampire's Kiss. Cinemax, if you like movies. This joint is jumping in November. With 175 hip-hopping movies. The most movies ever in 1 month on Cinemax.
This music will never change anybody.
Tell that to the Royal Rebel of Rock.
The king has arrived.
Written and directed by Prince, Graffiti Bridge. Next, the beat goes on and on for this Grammy Award-winning producer, composer, and arranger.
Quincy has that aura.
The story of a musical legend. Listen up, The Lives of Quincy Jones. Then,
Cancer is all we have on the menu here.
a street-savvy radical and a famous ballerina fight for their lives.
I can't die yet.
The Cinemax film discovery, Silence Like Glass. Next, discover all over again those timeless treasures starring James Stewart.
We're gonna shoot the work.
And Spencer Tracy.
That's all I wanted to hear.
From Full Moon Madness.
There's no escape.
So many zombies, so little time. It's an all-new Night of the Living Dead, and James Earl Jones spins a scary story.
One that'll make bats fly out of your ears.
Grim fairy tales. Finally, Jeff Goldblum ain't who you think he is.
He is the devil himself.
But you can call him Mr. Frost. Plus, Lana Turner in The Postman Always Rings Twice. Later this month, Steven Seagal is marked for death.
You can never be too careful, right?
And the champ's back in Rocky V.
This is gonna make you hot.
So if you like movies, Cinemax in November.
The following movie is rated R.
I'm Christopher Lee. Join me each weeknight, October the 28th through November the 8th, for an adventure into the shadows of the unknown. Chillers, the Hammer House of Horror. 10 terrifying motion pictures from the famous British movie studio Hammer Films. I'll be waiting for you.
Coming up next, a broke screenwriter becomes a paid lover helping wealthy women act out their fantasies in the Women's Club. Cinemax, if you like movies.
He's been called the sexiest man alive. From dashing dancer to tough leading man. He's the hottest hunk in Hollywood.
What's the matter? Never seen a grown man naked?
In October, Cinemax fulfills every woman's fantasy with a real man's man.
It's my way or the highway.
5 great flicks starring Patrick Swayze.
Nobody has ever done anything like that for me before.
He makes his best moves in Dirty Dancing.
Got that, guys?
Roughs up the bad guys in Roadhouse.
I run the show.
Cops and Attitude in Next of Kin.
Because you mess with my brother, you mess with me.
Fights for a new breed in Steel's Dawn.
You shouldn't play with sharp objects.
And affirms love after death.
Tell her I love her.
He says he loves you.
In his blockbuster hit,
Sam would never say that.
Ghost.
Ditto, tell her ditto.
Strong. Sensitive. Sexy.
Yes!
October is Swayze crazy with 5 films starring Patrick Swayze. Cinemax, if you like movies.
Expect the unexpected.
From the creator of Purple Rain.
We got to make more money. I want my money? Well, this joint is mine.
You and your crew can whoop ours. You take the club, lock, keys, and all.
How do you want to die? My family never had anything, and I intend to keep what it is I got.
Naughty boy.
Whoever battles me, you better bring an army. The
king has arrived.
Guess who the queen is?
In this town, whoever knows the score rules. Morris Day in The Time, Tevin Campbell, Ingrid Chavez, and Prince, Graffiti Bridge, a Cinemax exclusive premiere, Saturday, November 2nd.
Yes, I do have Cinemax. Well, basically, because I have 4 children. So I have to satisfy 2 adults, 2 teenagers, and 2 little ones. So I need a wide variety of programming. I can't. 1 movie a month just doesn't do it. Cinemax. If you like movies. Everybody's favorite.
The following movie is rated R.
Coming up next, from Roger Corman's director's chair, a bloody account of Chicago's infamous gangland slaying. Jason Robards is Al Capone in the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Next.
I'm 19 years old, 19. I've only made love to one man once. I can't die yet.
Sometimes, the gifts we take for granted are the most fragile. Like beauty, friendship, and most of all, life itself.
Eva Mark?
Yes.
You're pregnant.
I love my profession more than anything else in this world, and I have no intention of sacrificing my career for a few lousy summers.
Ready for blast off?
Just don't stop rattling your scalpels till I'm out.
I just don't understand how anybody could be as sick as you, Claudia.
I hate healthy people. I just wanted to tell you that I once loved you very much.
Cinemax presents a film of rare beauty that will touch you and move you.
It doesn't do any good to holler, I don't want to die.
Jamie Gertz and Martha Plimpton star in a Cinemax film discovery. Silence Like Glass premieres Friday, November 1st on Cinemax.
If you like movies, then you'll love Spencer Tracy when he stars as Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Doolittle in 30 Seconds Over Tokyo. One from Military Max. Next.
What makes a classic classic? A look, a smile, a moment in time. At Cinemax, you know we keep the class in classic by bringing you the quality you've come to expect from us. Because Cinemax people like their Hollywood greats just the way they are. Just the way they were meant to be. With classics that are completely uncut. So you see every frame of the original film by never interrupting those classic moments with commercial ads or messages. And by ensuring that unique timelessness with the best quality prints around, restored to all their glory. So when you have Cinemax, you know you made the right choice for classics. Because we give you the film, and nothing but the film. Uncut, uninterrupted, undeniably the best quality. All the great things that make a classic, classic. If you like classic movies, you're in the right place. Cinemax.
Bold, beautiful, expansive, the unmistakable trademarks of a careful craftsman. In September, Cinemax presents 4 films by one of Hollywood's most legendary directors, John Ford.
Thank you kindly.
First, it's a full-fledged classic, a Wild West drama with a passion for grandeur and revenge.
Stay out of this. All of you. I don't want you with me.
John Wayne and Natalie Wood star in The Searchers. The world's at war, but the call to action on Captain Cagney's cargo ship turns Jack Lemmon and the entire crew upside down. Henry Fonda is Mr. Roberts.
In my opinion, gentlemen, the taking a bath is the least of the troubles confronting little Robert.
Outlaw John Wayne's got trouble on the run and diapers to change in 3 Godfathers. And life during wartime takes a turn for the worse. Robert Montgomery, John Wayne, and Donna Reed star in They Were Expendable. 4 all-time greats from John Ford in the director's chair on Cinemax in September. Cinemax salutes September.
Hey, what do we celebrate?
Well, how does 166 movies grab you?
I'm ready.
From director David Lynch.
We got some dancing to do.
Misfit lovers on an outrageous escapade.
This whole world's wild at heart and weird on top.
The Cinemax new wave film, Wild at Heart, part of Vanguard Cinema.
Hello, springtime.
She was a breath of fresh air.
I'd rather sing and dance than, well, eat.
From Girl Next Door to captivating screen sensation.
Thank you very much.
Catch a month of movies starring the legendary Judy Garland.
Today!
From Full Moon Madness.
There's a lot of bad karma out there.
And it's coming to get you.
That's for sure.
Don't miss Disturbed, Satan's Princess, Voodoo Dawn, and Nightbreed.
What a bunch of nuts.
Attention!
Men of War. Their lives, loves, and courage in combat.
You don't have to like it. You have to show up.
Catch 5 from Military Max.
You said it, brother!
Finally, from the heart.
I vowed to be faithful to just one woman's arsenal of underwear.
Brooke Adams and Daniel Stern. Key exchange. And with 3 kids down, Cary Grant still has room for one more. Coming soon, Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, and Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost.
Yes!
Plus Miller's Crossing. So if you like movies, there's no place like Cinemax in September.
It's a great night of entertainment tonight on Cinemax. At 8, Mel Gibson and Danny Glover are back again as that outrageous cop team in Lethal Weapon 2. Then at 10, Kiefer Sutherland and Julia Roberts dare to die in Flatliners. And at midnight, Kevin Kline is hitting on every hot tomato in town in I Love You to Death. It's all here tonight on Cinemax if you like movies.
You haven't met her yet, but she hates you already. That's the advertising slogan for Tati Danielle, the hit French comedy now in American theaters. And it's a very appropriate way to describe the lead character, an old woman bent on wreaking havoc with the lives of those around her. She's played by the legendary avant-garde stage actress Celia Sheldon.
Vous serez toujours aussi maladroite.
Tati Danielle is an old woman who lives in a small town. She has lost her husband, and she has no children. She is all alone.
So she takes delight in sneaking, stealing, and spying, and she doesn't mind faking an under-the-cover accident to annoy the maid.
Bonjour. Votre petit déjeuner est prêt. Faire votre chambre.
C'est pas vrai. Some people will hate the character. Some people will feel pity, and perhaps some intelligent people will understand why this woman became mean.
She has become mean because of loneliness and lack of love. Elderly neglect is the taboo subject that director Etienne Châtelisée tackles in a fresh and funny way with Tati Danielle. His subtle message is that elderly neglect can result in a very ornery, problem grandmother.
I am always surprised that everybody only speak of her being mean, and nobody seeing her suffering and her deep need of love. I don't want to say that she is an angel. No, absolutely not. She's not an angel. But what is important is to ask yourself the reason why she's mean. And for me, it is because she has no place, or she has no found her place in the society.
Tati Danielle begins to find contentment when her relatives leave her in the hands of Sandrine, a sturdy young woman played by Isabelle Nanty. Sandrine brazenly refuses orders and talks back. Tati Danielle has met her match. Camaraderie blooms, and the two women join forces with their nasty deeds. As an actress, Celia Sheldon says she sees a childlike playfulness in Tati Danielle.
Tati loves to play. She's like an old teenager for me.
For 72-year-old Celia Sheldon, Tati Danielle is her first major film role, but her celebrated stage career has spanned 5 decades. Sheldon currently has the title role in the Paris stage production of Driving Miss Daisy. As for tomorrow,
who can have projects or make plans? Can you? No. Nobody knows what tomorrow will be.
If you like movies, then you'll love Spencer Tracy when he stars as Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Doolittle in 30 Seconds Over Tokyo. One from Military Max. Next.
I could be anybody in any movie, I'd be... That's a very good question.
Okay, you got this? Okay, I'll take your money, okay?
Okay. Yeah, this is the best part.
Brother, rouse yourself from your nocturnal stupor.
Am I losing you? Okay.
And also Whoopi Goldberg's lying about Ditto.
Ditto, tell her Ditto.
How was Ditto?
Yo, Adrian, I love you.
Start again.
Cinemax. If you like movies.
I could also do the eating scene for you, but I don't think I will.
Joey Boca's a man.
I'm a man. I got a lot of hormones in my body.
A pizza.
The pizza man.
Hello, pizza man.
Hello, I'm here to check your files.
With a few too many fingers in the pie.
It was 4 times this week with 3 women.
Rosalie's his jealous wife would like to see him dead at any price.
Joey would never run around on me. I'd kill myself. And if I didn't feel any better, I'd kill him.
His mother-in-law agrees.
If you don't kill him, kill yourself.
Enter the hired help to commit the perfect crime.
I never killed nobody before.
Kevin Kline.
I'm not sick.
Tracy Ullman.
You shouldn't be out of bed.
William Hurt.
How are you feeling, Joey? You feeling all right?
Keanu Reeves and River Phoenix in I Love You to Death.
Whoops. There's a thin line between the woman she is and the woman she plays.
You're trying to make a normal person out of me. The department loses best female undercover cop.
Between the cop she is and the suspect she becomes.
I'd like to report a murder.
The one you trust and the one who'll blow you away.
Did you find the money?
The killer dies, we'll never really know what happened, will we?
Impulse.
Do you have anything to say?
Yes. In September, do we have a movie celebration for you? Every week, a different festival. Every weekday, a different movie.
I simply don't believe it.
It's true. First, start the month off with Cinemania. Monday, September 2nd through Friday, September 6th at 8 p.m., 7 Central.
What a piece of work.
Then, go to bed with Thrillers. Monday, September 9th through Friday, September 13th at 10 p.m., 9 Central.
Thank you for the nightmare.
On the 3rd week in September, you've got a date with a legend.
Ricky Lester?
No, Judy Garland. Monday, September through Friday, September 20th at 6 p.m., 5 Central.
Tonight I'll do anything.
Finally, round out the month with a festival of movies starring Burt Lancaster. Monday, September 23rd through Friday, September 27th at 6 p.m., 5 Central.
You've got a lot of guts, sir.
If you like movies, you'll love our movie festivals. One each week, every Monday through Friday on Cinemax.
You've done a wonderful job.
It's a great night of entertainment tonight on Cinemax. At 8, Mel Gibson and Danny Glover are back again as that outrageous cop team in Lethal Weapon 2. Then at 10, Kiefer Sutherland and Julia Roberts dare to die in Flatliners. And at midnight, Kevin Kline is hitting on every hot tomato in town in I Love You to Death. It's all here tonight on Cinemax if you like movies.
Uncle, are you really going to go as Elizabeth I?
I don't see why not. If all the yokels around here can dress up as women, I don't see why I can't.
Yes, that is renowned English actor Peter O'Toole in a dress. It's part of his role in Rebecca's Daughters, a romantic adventure comedy set in mid-19th century Wales and currently in production. O'Toole shot to international stardom with the classic film Lawrence of Arabia.
I'm Lord Sarn. Don't ask me who Lord Sarn is or was. Sort of leftover Regency fop, as you can see from the beauty spot.
Lord Sarn's niece is played by Jolie Richardson, the daughter of English actress Vanessa Redgrave, and her romantic suitor is played by Richardson's former drama college classmate, Paul Rice.
It's about the Rebecca riots, which are a very important part of Welsh history. In the 1830s and 40s in Wales, a series of men, led by my fictional character, Anthony Raine, take it upon themselves to burn down the toll gates, which the English government have set up.
To lead this uprising in order to disguise themselves, all the men dress as women, and it's a sort of Robin Hood, rob the rich to feed the poor story.
Rebecca's Daughters is the nearest English writer and poet Dylan Thomas came to realizing his ambition to write a screenplay. The rough manuscript was found years after his death, and Peter O'Toole says he knows why Thomas never fulfilled his screenwriting dream.
The idea of lifting a pen or pressing a typewriter key was so loathsome to Dylan. I mean, the idea of working at his poetry or his prose was horrendous. I don't know of any writer, any major writer, who had such an aversion to work.
So, says O'Toole, he wrote in a team with his buddies.
They'd all get together in the Lamb's Conduit, in Lamb's Conduit Street, and they'd hack out over the booze a couple of pages of plot, which is what Dylan did in this case. And someone found it in the Charing Cross Road and said, oh dear, this is wonderful, this is based on a Dylan Thomas.
The period film has provided a great challenge for costume designer Mikhail Taylor. Some cast members love their wardrobe.
The costumes are addictive because it's about the only chance as a modern woman that you get to wear all these corsets and underwear and these beautiful dresses. I'm going to really miss them.
While others have a few complaints.
Well, it's very hot, I tell you that. It's very, he's like, the costume is this sort of corseted bodice thing on top with many layers of petticoat and stuff underneath. And it takes a lot of, I mean, they had to be very strong just to walk in things.
With a cameo role in the film is a darling baby pig named Maurice. And according to one cast member, he'll play a couple of roles on this set.
It's not what you call a mega-budget movie. And people are always looking for ways to cut costs. And Morris not only has an acting role in the film, but we're also going to slaughter him and have him at the end-of-shoot party.
He's just kidding, folks. Despite the low budget, O'Toole says he's happy doing the film.
It keeps me here. It stops me wandering around the world. And they are more fun. They remind me of the film industry I knew when I first joined. It hasn't become a committee and overloaded and endless.
With all the post-production on Rebecca's Daughters scheduled to be completed in London this fall, expect to see the final version of this scene in 1992.
And action!
If you like movies, then you'll love Spencer Tracy when he stars as Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Doolittle in 30 Seconds Over Tokyo, one from Military Max. Next.
Vivid, volatile, visionary. September on Vanguard Cinema. Joltingly violent, rivetingly erotic.
I'd go the far end of the world for you, baby.
Nicolas Cage and Laura Dern make love on the run in the Cinemax new wave film David Lynch's Wild at Heart.
Rockin' good news.
A sumptuous journey from fantasy to nightmare. Enter the mind of a legendary director in the Cinemax import Akira Kurosawa's Dreams. An intriguing blend of theory and fact.
Some of mankind's fears of insects spring from the imagination, but most are frighteningly real.
Often chilling, always fascinating. An Academy Award-winning Cinemax documentary, The Hellstrom Chronicle. Red-hot romance, mystical meandering,
Creatures in Close-Up. Vanguard Cinema in September on Cinemax. In September, Cinemax goes right to the edge.
It's getting too dangerous.
And risks it all with thrillers. First, Kiefer Sutherland and Julia Roberts explore the dark side.
We've experienced death. Clear.
Flatliners.
Thank you for the nightmare.
Then Mickey Rourke terrorizes an innocent family.
Come on!
In Desperate Hours.
Everything's under control.
A killer returns from the dead.
He's alive and still trying to kill me.
What you're suggesting is downright crazy.
Whispers. And nightmares become all too real.
I'm the one who's doing those murders.
In the cold of the night. Henry Fonda stars in a true story of mistaken identity.
I'm completely innocent.
Alfred Hitchcock's The Wrong Man. Finally, a story of espionage in The House on Carroll Street.
Bad things are happening in that house. I wish not to be part anymore.
6 spine-tingling thrillers in September. Plus, don't miss Thrillers Week, September 9th through the 13th at 10 p.m. 9 Central. Cinemax, if you like movies.
Tie a yellow ribbon around Cinemax in September with 5 hand-to-hand, man-to-man combat films from the files of Military Max.
What you encounter out there is hardcore NVA, North Vietnamese, motivated, highly trained, and well-equipped.
It was one of the bloodiest battles of the Vietnam War. Hamburger Hill. Then,
It's a picture about Marines, and I hate pictures about Marines.
the Guys and Dolls of 1941.
But don't forget my drink.
They responded to the battle cry. Old Blue Eyes is back, behind bars.
I'm in command here, and I say we move now.
Sinatra's heroes go for the great escape in Von Ryan's Express. Then, an all-star cast headed by Spencer Tracy.
You are to bomb the military targets assigned to you and nothing else.
The true story of the first attack on Japan. 30 Seconds Over Tokyo. And William Holden in A Girl for Joe.
You know, I've always wanted to be slapped by a gal with mostly blue eyes.
Bring the boys back home and keep them on Military Max in September if you like movies.
It's a great night of entertainment tonight on Cinemax. At 8, Mel Gibson and Danny Glover are back again as that outrageous cop team in Lethal Weapon 2. Then at 10, Kiefer Sutherland and Julia Roberts dare to die in Flatliners. And at midnight, Kevin Kline is hitting on every hot tomato in town in I Love You to Death. It's all here tonight on Cinemax if you like movies. More movies, more choice. Next, Vincent Minnelli Week begins as he takes the director's chair for The Pirate. Judy Garland and Gene Kelly star in this romantic musical next.
Broodingly sensitive and classically handsome, Montgomery Clift has been hailed as one of Hollywood's greatest actors.
Monty had something of personal anguish that he drew on.
His youthful defiance and vulnerability paved the way for a new generation of actors in the 1950s.
Suddenly, everything I'd thought about acting had to be reanalyzed.
Like his character in the film A Place in the Sun, Monty seemed to have everything within his reach.
Everything was in his eyes.
But it all started to slip away when a real-life tragedy struck.
I don't think anybody knows how brutal the accident was.
Share this intimate look at his family, his friends, and his finest moments on film.
It was a shattering thing to watch that collapse like a great building.
If you're crazy about the movies, you'll love Montgomery Clift, His Place in the Sun.
So we know where we stand, don't we, kid?
I know where I stand. A man don't go his own way, he's nothing.
You've known him as Frankie. Old Blue Eyes, and the chairman of the board.
Hey, that's me.
All June long, Cinemax is doing it his way with 6 diverse films starring Frank Sinatra.
Ain't that something?
Gee, mister, you got talent.
Oh, yeah, it's quite a thing.
The passing years will show.
You can make it all the way to the top.
You kept my love so young.
Kind of chokes you up, doesn't it?
So new and time after time.
The time is now.
You'll hear me say that I'm
Starring Frank Sinatra. All June long on Cinemax.
to be loving.
All I got to say is, wow.
You ought to know.
I'll see you, huh?
Okay, I'll be there.
Danger waits in the darkness.
They're all scared. They still open their doors.
Crime Time on Cinemax in June.
Got a full-blown maniac on our hands.
A serial killer terrorizes a city.
Now, don't scream. You won't get hurt.
And baffles the police. Tony Curtis stars in the true story of the Boston Strangler. They were once friends. Now they're on opposite sides of the law.
Quit selling dope, Cash.
Nick Nolte, Powers Booth.
Well, it's a good day for a killing.
Extreme prejudice. When the police can no longer protect them, angry citizens start their own patrol.
Stay out of this neighborhood.
Tom Skerritt is fighting back.
Do you have all the protection you need there?
Well, you know what the streets of New York are like.
A wisecracking private eye uncovers more than he was hired to find. Burt Reynolds, Seamus, and Jack Palance tracks down a priceless jewel.
You think that I'll steal it?
The Man Inside. Cops, crooks, and cool capers in June on Cinemax.
Candid, captivating, surprising. June on Vanguard Cinema. From Spain, a different kind of love story.
Entonces, ¿qué quieres? Quiero que me sueltes. Eso no puede ser.
A young man kidnaps the girl of his dreams in a controversial comedy with a seductive twist. Pedro Almodovar directs the Cinemax import Tie Me Up, Tie Me Down.
Telephone.
I'm in a meeting.
Home Sweet Home can be hazardous to your health when a writer moves in with 3 quirky women. Susan Day stars in the Cinemax new wave film The Trouble with Dick.
Don't think twice, it's all right.
A legendary performer and elusive personality, director D.A. Pennebaker paints a portrait of a rock and roll phenomenon. Bob Dylan, the Cinemax documentary Don't Look Back. Racy romance, offbeat humor, musical memories. Vanguard Cinema in June on Cinemax.
Be a clown, be a clown, be a clown.
From musical magic to comedy classics, in June it's Hollywood's finest when Vincent Minnelli takes the director's chair.
So bring on the beautiful girl.
A sparkling showcase of song and style. Fred Astaire heads an all-star cast for the Ziegfeld Follies.
Touché.
A flamboyant fantasy with a Cole Porter touch. Judy Garland and Gene Kelly in The Pirate.
I met a soldier.
And Judy returns for a whirlwind romance. Robert Walker co-stars in The Clock.
I need a star.
A ruthless producer in the lives he controls. Kirk Douglas and Lana Turner in The Bad and the Beautiful.
I would like to say a few words about weddings.
Elizabeth Taylor's tying the knot and Spencer Tracy's footing the bill in Father of the Bride.
Hey, what are you doing? You can't do that.
And A Honeymoon on Wheels is a newlywed's nightmare when Lucy and Desi hitch up the long, long trailer. In June, it's Vincent Minnelli in the director's chair. Catch one of his films every morning at 11:30 Eastern the week of June 17 on Cinemax.
If you like classic movies, you're in the right place. Cinemax.
Tomorrow on Cinemax, don't forget to tune in at 11:30 a.m. Eastern for the second Vincent Minnelli directorial feature, Ziegfeld Follies. But now, stay tuned for a film from this month's Military Max. A group of women headed by two nurses come to the aid of a battered group of soldiers as Margaret Sullivan stars in Cry Havoc. Next.
You've known him as Frankie, Old Blue Eyes, and the chairman of the board.
Hey, that's me.
All June long, Cinemax is doing it his way with 6 diverse films starring Frank Sinatra.
Ain't that something?
Gee, mister, you got talent.
Oh, yeah, it's quite a thing.
The passing years will show.
You can make it all the way to the top.
You've kept my love so young.
Kind of chokes you up, doesn't it?
So new and time after time.
The time is now.
You'll hear me say that I'm
Starring Frank Sinatra. All June long on
so
Cinemax.
lucky to be loving.
All I got to say is, wow.
You ought to know.
I'll see you, huh?
Okay, I'll be there.
How would you describe Cinemania?
Articulate. Damn. Cultured. Extraordinarily tidy.
Nothing's up for me.
Cut the crap.
Can we do that?
Sure, we can do anything we want, because this is Cinemax, and we've got Cinemania in June. These newlyweds are up to their patooties in Wise Guys, Spies, and a whole lot of trouble. Robert Hayes and Kim Cattrall take lessons in chaos at Honeymoon Academy.
Congratulations. Been chosen to teach summer school.
Ah, shoot. Only I'd known sooner.
Mark Harmon is headed for the ride of his life.
I don't know anything!
In summer school.
Very scary.
The Martians have landed. The Martians have landed. And boy, are they obnoxious.
Would it bother you if I did this?
Randy Quaid gets driven out of this world in Martians Go Home.
I'm annoying you, aren't I?
Dan Aykroyd and Gene Hackman are cops on the lam in Loose Cannon.
I can't tell the good guys from the bad guys.
Plus, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell in Overboard. And the fun's just starting. So don't miss a chuckle with Cinemania in June. The laughs on Cinemax.
Set your sights on Military Max in June.
Now we're going to play my game.
Peter Fonda is a CIA agent who must depend on the help of a beautiful Chinese spy to get out of North Vietnam alive. Fatal mission.
Command is a lonely job. It isn't easy to make decisions.
Humphrey Bogart stars as a deranged captain.
Captain Queeg has every symptom of acute paranoia.
The King Mutiny.
Who's the kid? One of the guys in the squad looks out for him.
Robert Redford made his film debut in this story of a psychotic soldier and his hold on a Korean orphan.
If you don't put that boy where he belongs, I will. Butt out or I'll kill you.
War Hunt.
We've been praying for help. Well, you got it.
Margaret Sullivan leads a group of heroic volunteer nurses. Cry Havoc.
We're still two lonely people.
And Robert Taylor has a wartime affair. D-Day, the 6th of June. Courage against all odds. Military Max in June on Cinemax.
Intimate memories and reflections in his own words.
Millions of people know me as a star, but few really know who I am.
This is Elvis. The private moments, the public triumphs, the epic biography of the man behind the legend. This is Elvis.
We're bringing you classic moments on film all January long from the Cinemax Classic Collection.
First, we set the stage with a song. It goes like this.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain.
Broadway rhythm, it's got me. Everybody dance.
Mr. Falco is a hungry press agent and fully up to all the tricks of his very slimy trade. What do I do now? Whistle Stars and Stripes forever?
I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy. Yankee Doodle do or die.
Would you ask for anything more than that?
Huh? Hello.
A girl named Dara Satin just shot her husband. I'm going to defend her.
Well, listen to little Spitfire.
I was looking for a man named Komoko.
Komoko, sure, I remember him. Japanese farmer. Never had a chance. Oh?
We hope that you'll have a chance to catch these classic moments in their entirety in January on Cinemax. At Cinemax, we keep the class in classic. No commercials, no cuts. Cinemax. More movies, more choice, more classics.
More choice. Next, Cinemax celebrates a year of great movies in one weekend. Audrey Hepburn and George Peppard have Breakfast at Tiffany's, a classic collection favorite. Next.
Jeremiah T. Robbins, spotted, bagged, and buried. Killed in action, June 12, 1970.
To his father, his return was a miracle.
You're alive, Jake. That's what's right.
To his wife, it was a threat.
Why did you have to come back?
To the military, it was an embarrassment.
We'd like to call the shots on this.
But to Lieutenant Robbins, it was a war zone all over again.
I just tried to stay alive.
For 13 years.
For 13 years.
What makes you so sure you're the Lone Ranger? How do you know there aren't other guys over there? Guys they know about?
My family's over there, Grandma. I just want them out.
What am I supposed to think? Is your long-lost cousin? Am I supposed to call him Uncle?
He's your father.
Chris Christopherson, Jo Beth Williams, Brian Keith, and Sam Waterston. Welcome home. Wednesday on Cinemax.
We're bringing you classic moments on film all January long from the Cinemax Classic Collection.
First, we set the stage with a song. It goes like this.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain.
Broadway rhythm, it's got me. Everybody dance.
Mr. Falco is a hungry press agent and fully up to all the tricks of his very slimy trade. What do I do now? Whistle Stars and Stripes forever?
I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy. Yankee Doodle do or die.
Would you ask for anything more than that?
Huh? Hello.
A girl named Dara Satin just shot her husband. I'm going to defend her.
Well, listen to little Spitfire.
I was looking for a man named Komoko.
Komoko, sure, I remember him. Japanese farmer. Never had a chance. Oh?
We hope that you'll have a chance to catch these classic moments in their entirety in January on Cinemax.
Before they became Hollywood's biggest box office stars, they were once kids, just like you and me. Crazy About the Movies invites you to share an intimate look at their lives, their loves, and their legendary careers. The stars you love to see like you've never seen them before in our critically acclaimed Cinemax series, Crazy About the Movies.
Next, there's plenty of sci-fi action when 23rd century cop Jack Death has his usual misadventures in L.A. Trancers 2, next.
A relationship, I think, is like a shark. You know, it has to constantly move forward or it dies.
April on Cinemax.
And I think what we got on our hands is a dead shark.
5 flicks from a guy with a singular point of view.
If I get too mellow, I ripen and then rot.
Woody Allen in the director's chair.
I'm a clarinet player in 1973. I go into the hospital for a lousy operation. I wake up 200 years later and I'm Flash Gordon.
With Sleeper.
It's hard to believe that you haven't had sex for 200 years.
204 if you count my marriage.
Annie Hall.
What is this, an interview? We're supposed to be making love.
Bananas.
Bananas, bananas.
Everything you always wanted to know about sex. And Love and Death.
You could say I'm half safe, half poor.
Just hoping I get the half that eats.
Woody Allen in the director's chair. Catch a different movie every night at 8, the week of April 27th to May 1st on Cinemax.
Oh, that was the most fun I've ever had without laughing.
The sights and sounds of love are in the air in April.
I got nothing but love for you guys.
Marry me.
I'm glad you're here.
Isn't lovemaking a national sport in France?
And they flourish from the heart on Cinemax.
I think you guys have what it takes to go all the way to the top.
And I want a gold record.
Robert Townsend's tunes top the charts.
I thought it was on the radio.
But he finds fame and fortune can't replace his friends in the 5 heartbeats.
I never know what you're going to do next.
It takes a whirlwind world tour for Suzanne Plachette to stop and listen to her heart in If It's Tuesday, This Must Be Belgium.
I want to spend the night with you.
I don't want to make anything more complicated than it already is.
Jane Fonda and John Voight discover romance in the ruins of the Vietnam War in Coming Home.
I really need a safe place and someone to be there in the morning.
Finally, Faraway Places put Joanna Cassidy in touch with her true feelings in May Wine. 4 stories of friendship and love from the heart in April on Cinemax, if you like movies.
Next, there's plenty of sci-fi action when 23rd century cop Jack Death has his usual misadventures in L.A. Trancers 2, next.
Full moon madness in April. It might horrify you. It could twist your innards, but one thing is for sure. You won't believe what's coming next. Be prepared for more mind-blowing terror. Full moon madness on Cinemax in April. Warning, not for the faint of heart.
And just right for you mad doctors out there.
Welcome to the future.
This place is going to hell. Remember, we're still transfer hunters.
I mean, an earthling who could fight. Who could believe it?
Survival of the fittest.
Cinemax science fiction in April. Featuring Trancers 2, Arena, Hardware, and the creatures the world forgot. Only the strong survive on Cinemax.
Legendary epics. Offbeat comedies. The trials of romance. In May, there's something for everyone on the Movie Lovers Network, Cinemax. Our director's chair brings us a sampling of the timeless films from a multi-Academy Award winner, David Lean. From his early Great Expectations through The Bridge on the River Kwai, Lawrence of Arabia, and Dr. Zhivago, we'll see the master's hand at work. Cinemania offers 2 unusual comedies. From Putney Swope director Robert Downey, Too Much Sun, which coincidentally co-stars his own son, Robert Downey Jr. Then, the bizarre tale of a thieving yet loving family, Fast Getaway. By the way, this one's not just for teens. In the complex realm of human relationships, From the Heart beats somber and poignant. Crooked Hearts finds a dysfunctional family groping to resolve its differences. Incidentally, camera work is by Tak Fujimoto, one of the industry's hottest new cinematographers. And this rich girl's fallen for a boy from the wrong side of the tracks while she hides a pampered past. Every month, Cinemax takes us to the dark netherworld of deceit, subversion, and espionage. Among May's offerings, an erotic thriller, Legal Tender, featuring the not-so-tender Morton Downey Jr. hamming it up as a sleazy drug dealer. There's also a romantic thriller with a supernatural twist, White Light. We want you to have some fun Saturday nights, so Cinemax puts you in the driver's seat at the kind of drive-in you fondly remember. So sit back while we fight back, bounce back, and kick back in May with The King of the Kickboxers and The Killing Streets. Later this month, The Dice Man Cometh with Dice Rules. And, oh, by the way, just the biggest movie marathon in television history as Cinemax begins its summer of 1,000 movies. Like movies? They're here waiting for you in May on Cinemax.
The following movie is rated R.
Mania Week continues as Ringo Starr becomes a tried misfit in the pre-hysterical comedy Caveman. Barbara Bach, Dennis Quaid, and Shelley Long co-star. Next.
Does it feel like you've missed all the excitement? Yeah? Well, don't feel left out. Get Cinemax in February. With over 160 movies, you'll be in on all the action, drama, and comedy you can handle. And more. See it all happen on Cinemax, if you like movies.
Is that all?
If you like movies, you'll love Tonight on Cinemax. At 8, it's a prehistoric spoof with plenty of slapstick. Ringo Starr is a caveman. Then at 9:30, Sigourney Weaver battles it out in the sci-fi thriller Aliens. And at 11:50, a Harlem community is ravaged by a drug kingpin in New Jack City. It's all here tonight. Cinemax, if you like movies.
The following movie is rated PG.
Tomorrow on Cinemax, don't forget to tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central as Cinemania Week continues with Tom Hanks, Bruce Willis, and Melanie Griffith in The Bonfire of the Vanities. But now, you'll be sitting on the edge of your seat when astronaut Sigourney Weaver takes on an army of monsters to save a young child in the sci-fi sequel Aliens. Next.
A man on top of the world. His seductive mistress.
Don't you want a little poontang?
A reporter hungry for a story. All brought together by accident.
We're investigating an automobile accident.
There's a story in it for somebody, Peter.
We got a problem.
What is it?
They're gonna arrest you.
Order!
If the truth won't set you free, then lie.
The Bonfire of the Vanities. Tom Hanks, Bruce Willis, Melanie Griffith.
Great lineup continues tonight on Cinemax. At 9:30, Sigourney Weaver battles it out in the sci-fi thriller Aliens. Then at 11:50, a Harlem community is ravaged by a drug kingpin when Wesley Snipes stars in New Jack City. And at 1:30, Clint Eastwood is on the trail for the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's all here tonight. Cinemax, if you like movies.
The following movie is rated R.
Horse trainer Walter Matthau is determined to enter his new colt in a big race. In spite of his conscience, family, friends, and the nag's lame leg. Casey's Shadow, next.
They're not available on home video, but you can see them here on Cinemax, totally uncut and uninterrupted. Robert Wagner, Joanne Woodward, A Kiss Before Dying. Irving Berlin's On the Avenue. Barbara Stanwyck, My Reputation. Cary Grant, People Will Talk. Tyrone Power, Gene Tierney, Son of Fury. They're not available on home video, but you can see them July 12th through the 16th at 12 noon on Cinemax.
If you think Madonna has attitude...
When I tell you to do something, do it.
Yes, Mom.
If you think Sharon Stone heats up the screen... If you think Hillary Clinton demands equal rights...
You can't think and act like a man.
I'll make you sorry for those words.
Think again and meet the original Bette Davis. A woman for the 90s, about 50 years too soon.
I know.
Starring all through July on Cinemax.
I think I feel a movie coming on. A classic movie. It knows how to sweep me away. Take me back to the good old days. I feel so debonair, so witty. I feel like stealing a kiss, sailing the Nile, digging for treasure. Oh, it makes my heart leap like the first time I fell in love. I'm glad I brought a Kleenex. It feels like an old friend I can't wait to see again. How does it feel when you like classic movies? A warm embrace, a fond farewell. It's 1,001 timeless feelings. That feels like Cinemax. Cinemax summer of 1,001 movies, bigger and better than ever. It feels like they don't make them like that anymore.
Stay with Cinemax tonight. At 8, a man in a wheelchair is given the opportunity to walk again. Only now he'll be a robot programmed to kill. Prototype X-29A. Then at 10, the Wednesday premiere. Indians in the Canadian Rockies crave more than justice when their land is destroyed. Clear cut. And at 11:45, I, state your name, pledge to help old ladies cross the street and kill all evil criminals. Bruce Willis, The Last Boy Scout. It all adds up to Cinemax, the best movie network on TV.
I remember this picture.
Oh, yeah. Guy on the left end is Tom Hankerman. He flew 37 missions before going down over Okinawa.
Pop, you're putting your shorts on backwards.
Oh!
In the comedy Folks, Tom Selleck, without his trademark mustache, stars with film great Don Amici. Folks is the story of stressed-out Chicago yuppie John Aldridge, played by Selleck, who has created a seemingly perfect career and family life, and in doing so has grown apart from his parents he hasn't seen in 8 years. Now he's forced to make a tough choice, to invite his ailing parents to move in with him. It's a comedy, says Selleck, that many people will relate to.
Mainly because it deals with the problem that I think we all as human beings face at different times of our life in different ways, you know. And that problem is that very often, at a certain point, our parents become the kids and we become the parents again.
What, don't you want to drive? Come on, Pop.
Pop! Stop the car! Hit the brakes, Pop! Pop! I've got a good idea. Stop the car! You're going backwards! Good, good.
Didn't I tell you this baby could go?
Accidents seem to be the prevailing theme in this slapstick flick. When his folks move in, John Aldridge's life begins to fall apart.
The comedy comes actually at my expense, because I end up, after 2 or 3 days of my parents living with me, without a job. My wife leaves me, my kids leave me, my car gets repossessed, and he ends up with numerous permanent injuries. He ends up blind in one eye, deaf in one ear, with a permanent limp, 5 broken fingers, and missing some very important body parts, which I don't want to go into because it's a pretty good joke.
Despite the harrowing tale of aging parents and folks, Tom Selleck says he would have no problem if his own parents deposited themselves on his doorstep.
I see my parents a lot, though. I have a very close family, and I think it's a viable solution, and was the only solution at one time, I think, in our history, and it was good for the family and the kids, especially, I think. Grandparents can teach young kids a lot.
Selleck's co-star, veteran actor Don Amici's career on stage, screen, and television has spanned more than 5 decades. At the age of 84, he's still going strong and suffers none of the disabling afflictions of the Alzheimer patient he plays.
What? Who are you? Who am I?
What does he mean?
What Don Amici is, however, is a role model to many a Hollywood actor.
The thing that's depressing, he's got more energy than I do.
And that energy, along with that of the rest of the folks cast, makes for a fast-paced look at family life, not only with aging parents, but with adult siblings.
Besides, why should I have to be the one to take care of them? You were their favorite, that was obvious from the start.
Oh, please.
Clothes, college, cars, the shoe store. What do I get? A cheap wedding that lasted longer than the marriage.
This month on Cinemax.
Horse trainer Walter Matthau is determined to enter his new colt in a big race, in spite of his conscience, family, friends, and the nag's lame leg. Casey's Shadow, next.
Mondays, cheer up, because Cinemax is nothing but laughs every Monday night at 8 p.m. This Monday...
What can you tell me about the pizza?
Holy pepperoni! There's something fishy going on, and it ain't anchovies in Pizza Man. Coming soon to Monday Comedy.
Did you say Utes?
Yeah, 2 Utes.
What is a Ute?
Double trouble for Joe Pesci and Oscar winner Marissa Tomei and...
My cousin Vinny.
They're bad. He's down.
I'm a soldier, man. I've been trained for combat.
Damon Wayans and Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Mom!
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Here we go.
Are we having fun yet?
If you're having fun, I'm having fun.
John Candy is on vacation in Summer Rental. Bye Bye Blues with Cinemax every Monday night at 8 p.m. Comedy on Monday. What a concept.
Last month in Cannes, France, I talked with the Toxic Avenger about women and trauma films.
In other studio movies, when a woman is independent, she dies at the end of the movie, or she needs a man, which we know in real life is not true. Women are individuals. And I think that's why Troma's a special studio. That's why, even though I have millions of offers, pardon my ego, from other studios, I stay with Troma because, one, they're independent, and one, there's a positive portrayal of people of all colors, races, and sexes.
Don't miss Greetings from Tromaville 2, Thursday Night Horror, 11 p.m. in July on Cinemax.
A film about the teenage years that ranks in its own lyrical way with Rebel Without a Cause and American Graffiti.
Seize upon the moment long ago.
The Outsiders, S.E. Hinton's timeless classic is brought to stunning life by Francis Coppola.
Watch out for yourself, and nothing can touch you, man.
The Outsiders, a bittersweet celebration of that age between childhood and manhood in an Oklahoma oil town.
But can it be when we can see
Tom Cruise, Matt Dillon, Emilio Estevez, C. Thomas Howell, Diane Lane, Rob Lowe, Ralph Macchio, and Patrick Swayze. The Outsiders on Cinemax.
fade away.
The dream is always the same.
Every Wednesday at 10, the curtain's going up on something new. Cinemax premiere tonight.
He's going to kill you.
When they've ravaged your land, does anything else matter? Graham Greene, Clear Cut. Coming soon to Wednesday premiere. They're lost on the streets of the American dream.
We'll just get on a bus and go where it's going, okay?
Lara Flynn Boyle, Dermot Mulroney, Where the Day Takes You.
How are we going to get back?
We're in big trouble here.
Through a looking glass of horror. Waxwork 2, Lost in Time.
How can you bury someone accidentally?
Judge Reinhold, Elizabeth Perkins.
Just put her in the trunk, Harry.
Over her dead body. Oh, God. Wednesday premiere on Cinemax. Be there at the beginning. Every Wednesday at 10.
How many movies do you want? This July, Cinemax is testing your limits with the most movies on TV. Get ready for action, suspense, premieres, classics. The summer of 1,001 movies has it all. Comedy, horror, imports, movies not available on video. Don't settle for less. Demand the most movies on TV. Demand Cinemax.
What have you got to lose?
Because if you like movies, Cinemax has got your number.
Stay with Cinemax tonight. At 8, a man in a wheelchair is given the opportunity to walk again. Only now he'll be a robot programmed to kill. Prototype X-29A. Then at 10, the Wednesday premiere. Indians in the Canadian Rockies crave more than justice when their land is destroyed. Clear cut. And at 11:45, I, state your name, pledge to help old ladies cross the street and kill all evil criminals. Bruce Willis, The Last Boy Scout. It all adds up to Cinemax, the best movie network on TV.
Mondays, cheer up, because Cinemax has nothing but laughs every Monday night at 8 p.m. Next Monday,
There's no crying in baseball!
Tom Hanks, Gina Davis, and Madonna, A League of Their Own. Coming soon to Monday Comedy.
So anyways, how much is something like this?
They're scamming their way to the big time. Damon Wayans, Marlon Wayans, Mo Money. He's an arms salesman. Chevy Chase, Sigourney Weaver, Gregory Hines, Deal of the Century. A new TV? What would it be like to be trapped in television? John Ritter. Pam Dauber. Stay tuned. Bye Bye Blues with Cinemax every Monday night at 8 p.m. Comedy on Monday. What a concept.
Stay with Cinemax tonight. At 9:30, a lady kickboxer serves up her own brand of deadly revenge when her sister is murdered. Sweet justice. Then at 11, retirement's over when a professional hitwoman gets called to stop a gang of slave traders, The Silencer. And at 12:25, just what Max viewers like after dark. Science, politics, intelligence. No, just kidding. It's Softly from Paris 3. More softcore erotic adventures. It all adds up to Cinemax, the best movie network on TV.
The first movies that I remember were African Queen, Treasure of Sierra Madre, Maltese Falcon.
Angelica Houston talks about her inspirations.
I've always been attracted to women in films, bad girls, bad people.
Fasten your seatbelt.
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
The magic of movies.
I think Gary Cooper's biggest fan. I think he's fantastic. Very subtle actor, and he sure was foxy.
And working with a legend.
He knew more what I was capable of. He accepted nothing short of the best I could give. I worked harder for him than I worked for anyone.
Angelica Houston's favorite films. Premieres Tuesday, November 9th on Cinemax.
The following movie is rated R.
Next, starring Clint Eastwood. When you hang a man, you better finish the job, or else you're gonna have to deal with his fearsome fury. Hang 'em high. Coming up next.
Cinemax will keep you in suspense on Tuesdays at 10. Tonight.
I believe in you.
A trial for murder uncovers a shocking secret. James Woods, Robert Downey Jr., true believer. And coming soon to Tuesday Suspense.
Happy Father's Day to me.
Meet Dad, sensitive, gentle, every kid's nightmare. Stepfather 3.
Is he dead?
A murderer hunts for his next victim, Killer Image.
Do I get to kiss the bride?
Feel the heat.
Stop it.
Then watch it explode. Catherine Oxenberg's sexual response. Tune into Cinemax and hold on tight every Tuesday at 10. Suspense.
Final Embrace. Premieres Wednesday, 10 p.m. on Cinemax. If you like movies, Cinemax is the place for you. Because we're letting the viewers do the talking. With Subscriber's Choice. Your choice.
He's looking at you, kid.
Your favorite stars. Your favorite moments. Your favorite movies. All picked by America's toughest critics. You.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Subscriber's Choice. Your choice. Just one more reason why Cinemax is the best movie network on TV.
Thursday nights at 11. Cinemax just screams with horror. This Thursday...
They're horrible, weird, creepy. Don't miss the original basket case.
Coming soon to Thursday Horror.
Kill me.
Galaxy just turned deadly. Mark Singer, Dead Space. Go to college, make friends, live it up. Sorority House Massacre 2. Enter a world of evil. Meet the Son of Darkness to die for too.
Thursday Night Horror at 11 on Cinemax. Your fright for the night.
In March, what devilish demonic doings can you expect from watching Cinemax starring Vincent Price?
There'll be food and drink and ghosts. And perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited.
To the House of Wax.
Do you like it?
Sort of a shock to see your head detached that way.
The original horrifying house pest, the fly. And when your house pest just won't leave, it's the return of the fly.
And I've rented the house on Haunted Hill tonight so that my wife can give a party. A haunted house party. She's so amusing.
Cinemax presents 4 frightening flicks in March, starring Vincent Price. Here's a Max movie moment from the horror classic House of Wax. In 1953, this film was a box office smash, mainly because of its use of 3D gimmickry. Audiences wore specially designed Polaroid glasses and marveled at the spectacular stereophonic soundtrack. Ironically, the film's director, André de Toth, had previously lost the use of one eye, making him one of the film's few viewers who couldn't appreciate the 3D effects.
I'm going to give the people what they want. Sensation, horror, shock. Send them out in the streets to tell their friends how wonderful it is to be scared to death.
This film rejuvenated Vincent Price's then sluggish career. Unfortunately, he was typecast in hammy horror pictures from then on. An actor credited as Charles Buczynski played the part of a deaf mute named Igor. Now he's better known to audiences as Charles Bronson.
Can you tell me who wrote this letter?
House of Wax is a cult classic, and you can see it this month on Cinemax.
Next, starring Clint Eastwood. When you hang a man, you'd better finish the job, or else you're going to have to deal with his fearsome fury. Hang 'em high. Coming up next.
He is a filmmaker.
Gentle, boyish.
Kind of a macho character.
He makes you feel secure.
From superstar to serious filmmaker, he's the ultimate screen hero.
Make my day.
Who is the man behind the myth?
View the progressive decay.
Don't miss this revealing portrait from Clint Eastwood himself.
It's the stuff that dreams are made out of.
Crazy about the movies. The Man from El Paso. Today on Cinemax.
You only live once. Gotta give it your best shot.
Why is Cinemax the best movie network on TV?
Don't torture yourself, Gomez.
That's easy. More than 170 movies every month.
Ooh, I just got goosebumps.
Every day, a different kind of movie.
Right? Oh, right, absolutely.
Classics. Comedy. Suspense. Premieres. Horror. Vanguard. Action. Your all-time favorites, black and white,
Batches.
and colorized.
I don't have to show you any stinking batches.
Movies not on home video. Great films you might have overlooked. And of course, the biggest stars. That's why, if you like movies, Cinemax is the best movie network on TV.
Burt Lancaster, William Holden, Robert Taylor, Gary Cooper, Telly Savalas. The toughest guys in town just met their match.
If you weren't so big, I'd kiss you.
What the hell? They're only men.
Find out what cowboys like even better than their horses on the Western Roundup, all through March on Cinemax.
Clint Eastwood, the man.
Load up and shoot.
The story.
Deep down in my heart, I always wanted to be a cowboy.
The hero.
He's fast on the trigger, but he's also intelligent.
The star.
Go ahead. Make my day.
See some of the best of Clint Eastwood.
Your ass is mine.
In March on Cinemax.
What do you say, big bone?
Cinemax. Feel it. Hear it. Love it. Laugh with it. Remember it. This April on Cinemax, the best movie network on TV.
Cinemax captures classic memories on Sundays at noon. Next Sunday...
Mary Pete Garvey, are you crazy?
When Bing Crosby meets Jane Wyman, anything can happen. It's Frank Capra's Here Comes the Groom. Coming soon to Sunday Classics.
Have you ever heard of Destiny Desiree?
Marlon Brando and Gene Simmons star in the romantic tale of Napoleon and Desiree.
We give piracy a bad name.
It's Burt Lancaster at his swashbuckling finest in The Crimson Pirate.
Go get him!
Good gracious.
Rex Harrison is royally entertaining in Anna and the King of Siam.
Etc., etc., etc.
So discover a classic every Sunday at noon on Cinemax.
Brad and Janet are back in the musical sequel to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Presently married and bored, but all things change when they get the shock treatment next.
The easiest way to stay cool is to stay in with one of the great musicals of all time. And we'll show you one every Saturday morning, all summer long. In May, Ruby Keeler shuffles off to Buffalo in 42nd Street. Doris Day and Bugs Bunny do the hop in My Dream Is Yours. Mickey Rooney comes of age in Summer Holiday. Lucille Ball and Harry James kick it up in Best Foot Forward. And Gene Kelly pounds the pavement in It's Always Fair Weather. Great musicals on Cinemax, Saturday mornings at 10, all summer long.
Mondays, cheer up, because Cinemax is nothing but laughs every Monday night at 8 p.m. This Monday, I'm crazy! He's back. I'm gonna kill you. He's mad. He's nuts! Richard Pryor is moving. Coming soon to Monday Comedy.
Something really weird about that family.
They're just quiet, simple mutants. Stockard Channing, meet the Applegates.
You either smoke or you get smoked.
Get ready for hoops, talking trash, and having fun. Woody Harrelson, Wesley Snipes. White Man Can't Jump.
The only thing quicker than that is when I'm having sex.
Meet the Coach of the Year, Rodney Dangerfield. Ladybugs. Bye Bye Blues with Cinemax every Monday night at 8 p.m. Comedy on Monday. What a concept.
Stay with Cinemax tonight. At 8, they're trapped. They're outnumbered. How long can they hold out against the Viet Cong? Eye of the Eagle 3. Then at 9:30, a cosmic clash between two sorcerers from the fourth dimension, paging Dr. Mordred. And at 11, don't count on a solid night's sleep after Liquid Dreams. It all adds up to Cinemax, the best movie network on TV.
The following movie is rated PG.
Kickboxing champ Don the Dragon Wilson is a half-man, half-machine cyborg acing Cracking Skulls 101 in the sci-fi thriller Future Kick, next on Cinemax.
Get some action on Saturday nights at 11:30 on Cinemax. This Saturday, the bad guys declare war on the wrong woman. Cynthia Rothrock. Tiger Claws. Coming soon to Saturday action. There's no second chance on the highway to hell.
You're gonna wish you'd never been born.
It's threats, murder, and revenge. Bloodfist 3, forced to fight.
I'm supposed to be trembling with fear.
Renegade, outlaw, hero. Bruce Willis is the last Boy Scout. Fasten your seatbelts for Cinemax action every Saturday at 11:30.
Folks, did you see that? And that? And that?
You know, I usually play tennis instead of football.
What form? What grace?
At least we have the home field advantage.
The Alamo is the home field. Why, it's comedy in motion.
Oh, the whistle! No, the whistle!
All-stars Scott Bakula, Kathy Ireland, and Sinbad.
There's a lot of love on this field today.
Team up for Necessary Roughness. Premieres Monday at 8 p.m. on Cinemax.
From Dirty Harry to The Unforgiven, he's gonna make your day. When Clint Eastwood talks, you'd better listen. Crazy About the Movies, The Man from Malpaso. Premieres March 1st on Cinemax.
Hi, everyone. I'm Matt Lauer, here to tell you how you could find yourself standing right here at Warner Brothers Studios in Hollywood, California, just like I am right now. You see, we know you like movies because you're watching Cinemax, the best movie network on cable TV. And if you like movies, chances are you have a favorite. Maybe it's a great classic like Casablanca, or a comedy like Annie Hall, or an action flick like Lethal Weapon. Well, Cinemax wants to know, what's your all-time favorite movie? Tell us what it is by dropping us a line at Cinemax Favorite Movies, Post Office Box 4387, Blair, Nebraska, 68009. Now, every person who writes will be eligible to win a trip for two to Hollywood, home of the Walk of Fame, Mann's Chinese Theater, and the famous Hollywood sign. And if you win the trip to Hollywood, you'll also get a personal tour of Warner Brothers Studios, a great chance to go behind the scenes of a real movie studio. But if you don't win the Hollywood trip, you could win one of 10 Cinemax If You Like Movies jackets. 10 more reasons to write to us today. But if you've already written, well, you'll automatically be included in the drawing for the Hollywood trip and the jackets. So send us your entry by February 15th. That address again is Cinemax Favorite Movies, Post Office Box 4387, Blair, Nebraska, 68009. Tune into Cinemax in April and you'll get to see how the voting turned out. You might also get to see your favorite movie. And if you're not exactly sure what your favorite movie is, keep watching Cinemax and maybe you'll find it.
All right, I'm with you. I'm with you. This is great. But now you gotta trust me. I got absolutely nothing on underneath, all right? No hidden guns. I don't even have a chest protector on. No vest, you see?
What happens when you're a rookie cop and someone catches your most daring stunt on home video?
Drop the gun! I lay the gun down. You let the girl go. I'll be your hostage. I'm putting the gun down. Why don't you let her go? After I kill you.
You become the darling of the media.
Nicholas Stiles has proven he can round up criminals.
And the media is a very powerful force in Ricochet.
You look at what happened with Marion Barry and what happened with Rob Lowe, you know, when the media got a hold of those videos, you know, that's a lot of what the film deals with, what happens, how a person can be made or broken and then remade.
Academy Award winner Denzel Washington plays ambitious cop Nick Stiles, who with the help of the 6 o'clock news, gains recognition from the city's district attorney. Lindsay Wagner, best known as TV's Bionic Woman, plays the super tough DA.
Listen, that little gun that you used, it wasn't exactly department issue. I was very curious. Where did you hide it? I see. You and your partner have both been promoted to detective.
Stiles rockets to the top of city government. The trouble begins when the killer escapes prison. John Lithgow, best known for playing sweet roles like the banker in Terms of Endearment, now plays psychopath Earl Talbot Blake.
You get the feeling the character, it takes every piece of pain that he carries it with him, and it just fuels his own vengeance.
To get revenge against Stiles, Blake also uses the media, but to ruin his enemy's reputation.
Your closest associate had $10,000 in his possession before he died, and you have been linked to the disappearance of that money and child pornography.
Somebody somewhere is enjoying this because things like this don't just happen.
The uniqueness of what is available today in that home videos are being sent in as evidence for, I mean, that's a reality today.
With the advent of like home handycam videos, now every man can be a newsman. It's extraordinary, and I think the film explores a lot of that.
The film also explores some very important social issues in the context of an action-packed thriller.
The scene I liked the most was the things I got to say to Ice-T's character and the drug situation.
Look, Odessa, I know you ain't gonna change, but
But don't cheat these kids out of their future, man. Now, the Tower Center is holy ground. You got that?
No, I don't got that. And I don't play that either.
Chart-topping rap star Ice-T was last seen on the screen in the racially controversial New Jack City, a movie which spawned outbreaks of violence. He's hoping Ricochet will have the opposite effect.
You know, hopefully at the end of this, people will say, hey, there's money in putting all races behind the camera, in front of the camera, and let's get away from this black-white film thing, you know. Let's just make films.
Russell Mulcahy, Ricochet's director, agrees.
We didn't really want to make a film about blacks and whites. I mean, the film is about two people.
You killed Ferris, didn't you?
You killed my life.
So now we're even, is that it?
We're not even close.
This month on Cinemax.
Kickboxing champ Don the Dragon Wilson is a half-man, half-machine cyborg, acing Cracking Skulls 101 in the sci-fi thriller Future Kick, next on Cinemax.
Martin Sheen is a sergeant with an attitude.
As far as you're concerned, there ain't nobody else.
Charlie Sheen is a private with an attitude.
Just stop backing off! Are you a badass? No.
Like father.
He's a smart ass. Oh, we like our new roommates now.
Like son.
I wouldn't know.
Do you think they're like this at home?
Welcome to my house, son. Do you have a problem, soldier?
Martin Sheen stars with Charlie Sheen and Larry Fishburne.
We are all in here together. Take cover. Hit the deck!
Cadence.
Premieres Sunday at 6:15 p.m. on Cinemax.
To survive in the streets, you gotta grow up tough and grow up fast. And hope you meet somebody who cares.
I don't have to go to jail. No, you don't have to go to jail.
It's a story of our times. Justice is just us.
What is it going to take to make you realize that we're dealing with animals here?
Elliot Gould, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Amelia Crowe as a judge who tries to make a difference. Hits. Sunday on Cinemax.
Why is Cinemax the best movie network on TV?
Don't torture yourself, Gomez.
That's easy. More than 170 movies every month.
Ooh, I just got goosebumps.
Every day, a different kind of movie.
Right?
Oh, right, absolutely.
Classics. Comedy. Suspense. Premieres. Horror. Vanguard. Action. Your all-time favorites, black and white.
Batches.
And colorized.
I don't have to show you any stinking batches.
Movies not on home video. Great films you might have overlooked. And of course, the biggest stars. That's why, if you like movies, Cinemax is the best movie network on TV.
The following movie is rated R.
What happens when psychiatric ethics go out the door? Like when Richard Gere sleeps with his patient's sister, lies in court and hides crucial evidence? Find out in Final Analysis. Next.
It's Saturday. It's action. It's Cinemax, the best network for movies on TV.
First, she worked for him. Next, she worked with him. Now, she's working against him.
Last one to the executive suite's a rotten egg.
Someone is leaking marketing strategy to our competitors.
Someone in this company is trying to destroy me.
I think you're a little paranoid.
The company wanted new blood, and she's working overtime to give it to him.
Stop doing this to me!
Timothy Hutton and Lara Flynn Boyle as the Temp. Coming in February on Cinemax. One deadly move, and a chess champ is lured into a terrifying game.
Get me the police.
To catch the killer, he must solve the puzzles, figure out the clues.
He's acting out some kind of fantasy.
Before time runs out, and he is trapped.
You want to arrest me? Do it.
Christopher Lambert, Diane Lane,
The guy could be a psychopath.
Tom Skerritt. Hold it! Night Moves. Premieres Friday at 8 p.m. on Cinemax.
Discover Cinemax, a place for magic.
I feel so happy here.
Adventure. Laughter. Discover Cinemax, the best network for movies on TV. A place for the best variety of movies. The stars you want to see. More than 170 different movies in January. Discover a place for people who really like movies. Cinemax.
The following movie is rated R.
The ants are marching one by one. Can two scientists stop an army of intelligent insects or hell-bent on taking over the world? It's sci-fi adventure. Phase 4. Next.
First, she worked for him. Next, she worked with him. Now, she's working against him.
Last one to the executive suite's a rotten egg.
Someone is leaking marketing strategy to our competitors.
Someone in this company is trying to destroy me.
I think you're a little paranoid.
The company wanted new blood, and she's working overtime to give it to him.
Stop doing this to me!
Timothy Hutton and Lara Flynn Boyle as the Temp. Coming in February on Cinemax.
Cinemax will keep you in suspense Tuesdays at 8. This Tuesday,
Don't underestimate me.
James Belushi, Lorraine Bracco, Tony Goldwyn, Traces of Red. And coming soon to Tuesday Suspense.
Don't threaten me.
Ambitious, seductive, deadly, killer instinct.
It's a conspiracy, kid. They planned the whole thing.
She knew she couldn't trust anyone. Helen Slater, Billy Zane, Betrayal of the Dove.
Is it safe? I call you a
A Nazi comes back from the past. Dustin Hoffman, Laurence Olivier, Marathon Man. Tune into Cinemax and hold on tight every Tuesday at 8. Suspense.
You talk to people, it's like pretty much they've seen 3 things you've done. Maybe 4, maybe 5. But nobody's ever seen all of them. I'm kind of running out of things in a way. I don't really know what I want to do anymore. But maybe I became an actor because I didn't know what I wanted to do anyway. For 3 months you're playing a cop, 3 months you're a cowboy, 3 months you're this or that. And maybe it's still a kind of adolescent daydream.
You can't see them. You can't hear them. But you know they're out there, waiting.
There's a major coup planned for election day in Panama.
Fighting a war no army can win.
We have less than 1 week to prevent that.
But a single bullet can.
1 shot, 1 kill.
Tom Berenger, Billy Zane. Sniper, coming in February on Cinemax.
Ladies and gentlemen!
Beneath the neon nights. Behind the pounding pulse. There is one rule. There are no rules. Eric Roberts, Philip Ree, Best the Best 2. Premieres Friday, January 28th on Cinemax.
1993. 1994. Cinemax, if you like movies.
The following movie is rated PG.
A white man raised by the Indians risks arrows and muskets to save his beloved. Daniel Day-Lewis and Madeline Stowe star in The Last of the Mohicans. Next.
Before the Academy smiled on Unforgiven, before Kevin danced with wolves, there was director Sergio Leone. He looked at the West in a whole new light, from a whole new angle. He gave us a new kind of hero, and we made him a star. He made a new kind of movie, and we gave it a name. The Spaghetti Western was born, and its vision became the hallmark of a lifetime's work. Sergio Leone in the director's chair, in March on Cinemax.
Every Tuesday at 8 p.m., Cinemax will keep you on the edge with suspense. Take a look at what's on this week.
Clint Eastwood, it's Dirty Harry. I'm just a cop with a price on my head.
Welcome to the jungle, it gets worse there every day. You learn to live like an animal in the jungle where we play.
Somebody's drawing up a list.
In case you don't realize it, Callahan, your name is on this list, too.
And people are dying to get on it.
Sounds pretty sick to me.
Clint Eastwood learns a whole new game in the dead pool.
Maybe I'll start my own dead pool and put you on it.
The Academy Awards. Who gets the nomination and who doesn't? Why? The whims of fate? Something in the water? Here's one that we think deserved a nod.
What do you see when you're in the dark and the demons come?
Following last year's big win for Unforgiven, Clint Eastwood stepped away from the camera, into the line of fire, and literally off the edge of a 6-story building. Because of the camera angle, no safety net could be used while filming the scene. Although he did have one small safety harness, the stunt was risky all the same. Seems like Eastwood isn't afraid of much. Unlike some aging actors, he's willing to show his weak side. As in Unforgiven, his character in the Line of Fire was imperfect and vulnerable.
Get down! Get down! Get down!
I love to play flawed characters. I love to play characters that have something they have to overcome within themselves, as well as overcoming the obstacle of the antagonist.
What Eastwood turned in was a dangerous, gutsy performance. Definitely Oscar-worthy, if you ask us.
Every Wednesday at 8 p.m., revolutionary, visionary, Cinemax Vanguard. Take a look at what's on this week.
From the frozen Arctic to fiery wartime skies. The story of a chance encounter that changes 3 lives forever.
I never thought I'd see you again.
It's like a dream.
A mystical and mesmerizing love story. Patrick Bergin, Anne Perriot, and Jason Scott Lee, Map of the Human Heart, premieres Wednesday night at 8 on Cinemax. Each year, hundreds of movies come out of Hollywood onto the big screen, but only a few of them are selected for Hollywood's highest honor, the Academy Award.
That's right.
With only a little time left until this year's awards are presented, we're giving you another chance to enjoy last year's winners.
That's to my fault.
Tune into Cinemax on Sunday for a special event, and the winner was. You'll get to catch 6 of last year's Academy Award-winning movies.
Will you come with me to Howard's End?
Everything from Best Actress to Best Cinematography, Best Costumes, Best Supporting Actor, even Best Picture.
a hell of a thing, killing a man.
And stick around between the movies for interesting info and interviews with the stars.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
And the winner was a whole afternoon and evening of Academy Award-winning films, Sunday on Cinemax. The following movie is rated R.
Robert Redford was born to bat, but it seems the big leagues are bigger than he expected, and there are some bases he'd rather not round. Robert Duvall, The Natural, next.
If you like movies, nobody brings you the world of movies like Cinemax. We go across the globe and on location to bring you the widest variety of movie entertainment in the world. Right now, the Cinemax World Tour 94 is your passport to whatever you're looking for. International romance, Badlands suspense, and landmark classics. Over 170 different movies every month. If you like movies, you've come to the right place, because nobody brings you the world of movies like Cinemax.
It's Friday. It's a movie premiere. At 8, a newsman's interest in the occult could land him on the obituary page. Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice. Then at 9:30, after a cryogenic freeze, Mel Gibson searches for his long-lost love, Forever Young. And at 11:15, an author's fictional fantasies become non-fictional realities. If you catch my drift. Novel Desires. It all adds up to Cinemax, the best network for movies on TV.
The following movie is rated PG.
Wayne and Garth get a message from the Lizard King himself. If you book them, they will come. It's Wayne stock, and it's rocking the world. Wayne's World 2, next.
Yo, what's up? I'm Sinbad. I'm here in Aspen. This is Cinemax free 2-day preview. Now, they give you over 2,000 movies a year. That's more videos than you can ever buy unless you're making big money or marry somebody with a lot of cash, all right? Got a new movie every Friday night. Even if you try to fake it out, Friday night, new movie, okay? Call 1-800-258-6000.
At Primero Pizza in April, we got a great cure for spring fever. Take one tasty premium movie every Friday at 8 on Cinemax, and you'll feel like $1 million. What's the secret to Tim Robbins' success? What the hell is it? A touch of brains, a little beauty, and a dash of Paul Newman. Genius. Jennifer Jason Leigh helped serve up some big business in the Hudsucker Proxy. In the future, school gets tough.
This is your last warning.
Cut class and you're out. Cold. Sasha Mitchell and Nick Cassavetes make their own rules. Class of 1999-2, The Substitute.
Now class is dismissed, gentlemen.
This guy is no Einstein, but is he serious?
This is the Kelly Gang.
Yahoo Serious is a Robin Hood type from down under.
He's not a bank robber. He's an actor.
He's an awesome Aussie headed for Hollywood superstardom. Reckless Kelly. Then, Sasha Mitchell gets his kicks again.
This is my fight.
It's a bone-crushing bonanza with a touch of spice. Hey, I bet you can throw a heck of a pie.
It's a fight to the death.
Kickboxer 4, The Aggressor. Now look out for next month.
They're looking for an actor, boom, they see me.
Joe Pesci, boom. Christian Slater, boom.
Next thing you know, I'm in a series.
They're yearning for the good old days.
You know how strong I am as an actor, I'm bound to be recognized.
Jimmy Hollywood. Then things get kind of racy with the star of that TV show, Martin.
You ain't seen no sign of him being crazy, deranged.
Martin Lawrence, you so crazy, he's coming in May.
I gotta go. See you when I see you.
At Premier Pizza in April, we got your order. Cinemax, your weekend starts here.
You're watching the Cinemax free preview. Hey, what's up? Sinbad here with the Cinemax free 2-day preview. Your weekend starts here. People are happy. They know this is the weekend, baby. But if you're going to get some, time is running out. You got to call right now. 1-800-258-6000. Run! Run to that phone, all right? Oh, we got a movie coming up, so come right back. Go to the phone, come right back. Cool. Peace.
It's premiere night on Cinemax at 8. One day he's the mailman, next he's the president. The Hudsucker Proxy with Paul Newman and Tim Robbins. And at 10, Cinemax free previews of coming attractions. You saw it here first. Then at 10:20, if your husband's willing to do the housework, for God's sake, keep him. Mrs. Doubtfire. And at 12:30, they generate enough sexual chemistry to power their own getaway car. Kim Basinger and Alec Baldwin in The Getaway. This is Cinemax.
The following movie is rated PG-13.
Not a bank robber. He's an actor.
He's an awesome Aussie headed for Hollywood superstardom. Reckless Kelly. Then, Sasha Mitchell gets his kicks again.
This is my fight.
It's a bone-crushing bonanza with a touch of spice. Hey, I bet you can throw a heck of a pie.
It's a fight to the death.
Kickboxer 4, The Aggressor. Now look out for next month.
They're looking for an actor, boom, they see me.
Joe Pesci, boom. Christian Slater, boom.
Next thing you know, I'm in a series.
They're yearning for the good old days.
You know how strong I am as an actor, I'm bound to be recognized.
Jimmy Hollywood. Then things get kind of racy with the star of that TV show, Martin.
You ain't seen no sign of him being crazy, deranged.
Martin Lawrence, you so crazy, he's coming in May.
I gotta go. See you when I see you.
At Premier Pizza in April, we got your order. Cinemax, your weekend starts here.
Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall team up for the first time to save France from the Nazis. And the rest is history. To Have and Have Not. Next. It's not easy bringing up two boys alone, working full-time, and maintaining one's sanity. Then again, who said Danny DeVito had any sanity? Jack the Bear. Next.
There's something about movies that's magic, a power that grabs you, pulls you in. It's the mystery of the unknown, the lure of greed, the spell of romance, the infectiousness of laughter. It's the strength of love, the thrill of victory, and the glory of battle. It's the passion, the danger, the terror, the enchantment. It's movie magic, and it's the power that always keeps you turning to Cinemax. Cinemax, the best network for movies on television.
Every Wednesday.
Something out of the ordinary.
At 8 p.m.
Cinemax Vanguard.
Take a look at what's on this week.
A new country with big opportunities.
I really like Chinese food.
Means a chance to get ahead and start a new life.
Do you want me to go?
Yes. Yes. But in America, the rules are different. I want my money back. And life gets complicated. I need a green card. When cultures collide.
Do you think that you could get your green card through me?
A sweet and sour romantic comedy.
Could you tell me how to say something in Chinese?
Combination Platter. Wednesday Vanguard at 8, April 19th.
He defied the stereotypes.
I want to balanga you with my Bonnie Johnny.
Bent the rules and refused to be typecast.
Have you mentioned this to him?
A man of great passion.
To passion.
And versatility.
Okay.
Starring Raul Julia.
Ta-da!
Catch all 4 films in April on Cinemax.
His memory will be everyone's memory.
Who would have thought that a single boxy little appliance could bring you so much joy? Premiere night at 8. Psst, substitute teachers in Android. Pass it on. Class of 1999 too. The Substitute. And at 9:30, Murderous Conspiracy, Diabolical Greed, and that's just to make Junior Partner. The Firm. Then at midnight, She's Back. Emmanuel this series. Emmanuel in Venice. This is Cinemax, the home of Emmanuel.
The following movie is rated PG-13.
Charles Bronson can rob trains in his sleep until he meets a samurai with a warrior's sword. It's East meets West in Locomotion. Red Sun, next.
From Barry Levinson,
Scrambled eggs. These are not scrambled eggs.
the Academy Award-winning director of Rain Man and Disclosure.
Not ice cream.
Lots of actors in Hollywood can't get arrested.
Actor/vigilante.
Here's one who can. Joe Pesci, Christian Slater, Victoria Abril.
There is a man in my bathtub.
Jimmy Hollywood, coming in May on Cinemax.
What was it about Rita Hayworth? Her face, her body, that hair. From her revealing life story to her greatest moments on film. Bold, spirited, beautiful. Whatever it was, it drove men wild. Rita Hayworth all month. Plus, catch a different film April 17th to the 21st at 9 a.m. on Cinemax.
All week long, your favorite movies, they're for you to see.
Now Monday, everyone needs a laugh, so tune in for some fun.
Tuesday night, you'll get a thrill with bad guys on the run.
Wednesday night, go around the world with Vanguard films for sure.
Thursday, there's dramatic
Charles Bronson can rob trains in his sleep until he meets a samurai with a warrior's sword. It's East meets West in Locomotion. Red Sun, next.
Every Friday
A new movie.
at 8 p.m.
Your weekend starts here.
Take a look at what's on tonight.
Why aren't you gentlemen in class today?
It's been dismissed.
No more students. No more books. No more teachers' dirty looks. And don't even think about smoking in the boys' room. School's out. This is no class picnic.
What's happening out here?
Sasha Mitchell, Nick Cassavetes, class of 1999 too. The Substitute. Tonight on Cinemax.
Class is dismissed, gentlemen.
Every Friday
A new movie.
at 8 p.m.
Your weekend starts here.
Take a look at what's coming soon.
From the land down under comes an outlaw.
Just hand over $1 million. Cash.
A hero.
There's only one way to save this island. I'm going to America.
Hey, wrong way, Bob!
A star.
Cut!
What color underpants do you wear?
Black.
He's Yahoo Serious.
One of the great show business names.
Robbing banks and stealing hearts in Reckless Kelly.
A love story with a big gun.
Premieres Friday, April 21st on Cinemax. You've had 3 chances. Now get ready to meet your maker. Kickboxer 4.
In the last 5 years, Tong Po has become the most powerful drug lord in Mexico.
Fight or die!
Hard action. Hard bodies.
Just how hard are you, Mr. Jones?
A whole new chapter in aggressive behavior. Sasha Mitchell in Kickboxer 4, The Aggressor. Premieres Friday, April 28th on Cinemax.
Summer. Plus Cinemax equals movies. 1,000 movies this summer alone. The biggest movie marathon anywhere. The most movies on TV. Cinemax Summer of 1,000 movies, coming May 26th.
Who would have thought that a single boxy little appliance could bring you so much joy? Premiere night at 8. Psst, substitute teachers in Android. Pass it on. Class of 1999 too. The Substitute. And at 9:30, Murderous Conspiracy, Diabolical Greed, and that's just to make Junior Partner. The Firm. Then at midnight, She's Back. Emmanuel the series. Emmanuel in Venice. This is Cinemax, the home of Emmanuel.
The following movie is rated PG.
There's big fun under the big top when Antonio Banderas falls for a circus dancer until she falls victim to 3 attackers. Dispara, coming up next.
Take your Sunday drive straight to the pits of hell. Sunday nights at 8 all through October on Cinemax.
You're in trouble. You're in trouble.
It's Sunday, Bloody Sunday, with the most tempting lineup of repulsive films. Back to back to back.
So many different pleasures.
So take a good look, if you dare, at these killer films on Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Sunday, October 15th, starting at 8 p.m. on Cinemax.
Every weeknight
A different kind of movie.
at 8 p.m.
Take a look at what's on this week.
on Cinemax.
In the heat of the moment,
What does the little tramp want now? Bang.
in the grip of desire,
I'm gonna be a millionaire.
in the darkness of night, murder,
Did it?
deception,
How much does she know?
revenge,
What the hell have you been doing to me?
Stop being So paranoid.
I want to know why you've been spying on me.
Barry Bostwick, Leslie Ann Down, Teresa Hill.
Oh, God, you're gonna kill me.
Not yet.
In the Heat of Passion 2, Unfaithful.
Tuesday suspense at 8, October 10th on Cinemax.
You, Eileen Carol Warnes, be electrocuted until you are dead.
Eileen Wuornos confessed to the murders of 7 men.
You ain't nothing but a bunch of scum.
America's first female serial killer.
May your wife and kids get raped.
Now everyone wants to cash in, including the cops, her lawyer, and even her mother.
We gave you $1,250 the last time we were here.
Did you pay them more than $10,000?
How much is a serial killer really worth?
I think their motive was just to make money. I just can't go any further than that.
A Cinemax real-life exclusive from the director of Heidi Fleiss' Hollywood Madam.
I'll sit there with her when they strap her in.
Eileen Wuornos, the selling of a serial killer. Wednesday, Vanguard at 8, October 11th on Cinemax.
7 days, 7 different kinds of movies. Whatever type of movie you like, Cinemax has a night just for you. Monday, there's Major League Laughs. Comedies in all shapes and sizes. Tuesday, Get Seduced. A deadly case of suspense. Wednesday, Vanguard is Life on the Edge. A serial killer, a Hollywood madam. Thursday, Drama. Big stars, great roles. Friday may be Tim Burton's Nightmare or an Arizona Dream, but it's always new, and it's always a Cinemax premiere. Saturday, there's action, guns, explosions, Jamie Lee hanging from a helicopter. You want it, you've got it. Sunday, it's the stuff dreams are made of, Hollywood's classic films. Something for everyone. 7 days, 7 different kinds of movies. Woo! On Cinemax, the best network for movies on TV.
The testosterone really hits the fan when 2 cavalry officers fight for the love of the same woman at an isolated western outpost in Massacre River. Next.
The Cinemax Friday premiere, the night for new movies. This Friday, start the weekend off with a scream or a roar. John Savage is going deep to hunt dinos, the meat-eating kind. Carnosaur 2. On October 20th, he created the new Batman. Now look what he does to the holidays. Gift wrap this. It's Tim Burton's hit The Nightmare Before Christmas. On October 27th, Harvey Keitel's cutting deals and cutting corners as a dad.
Let me go!
Cold Harvey, cool Kelly Lynch, powerful drama. Imaginary Crimes. On November 3rd, put Billy Blanks and Roddy Piper back together. And you know they're going to be tough and deadly. And look who's on deck soon. Fridays at 8, a new premiere movie on Cinemax. It's the best network for movies on TV.
4 love-torn souls collide in a storm of lust, greed, and murder. It's all fun and games till someone gets hurt. Intimate obsession. Next.
What makes an Academy Award winner? Maybe nobody knows for sure, but hey, we know one when we see one.
Hello!
And on Sunday, March 26th, you can see 11 Academy Award winners back-to-back on Cinemax. You've heard of double bills, you've heard of triple bills. Well, here's your chance at the Cinemax Academy Award 11 bill. The Fugitive.
Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Our fugitive has been on the run for 90 minutes.
2001, A Space Odyssey.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
My first day as a woman, I'm getting hot flashes.
Rain Man.
I'm an excellent driver.
An officer and a gentleman.
What kind of a human being are you? You better lock it up, boy. You're going to be going home with him.
Dangerous Liaisons.
If I want a man, I have him.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
I think we lost. You think we lost him?
No.
The Abyss.
There is something down there.
The Age of Innocence. Gandhi.
Where there's injustice, I've always believed in fighting.
Quest for Fire. And between the movies, there's a whole day of facts and fun, glitz and glitter. 11 Academy Award winners, one special day. And the winner was Sunday, March 26th on Cinemax, starting at daybreak.
Every weeknight
A different kind of movie.
at 8 p.m.
Take a look at what's on this week.
on Cinemax.
A glance, a touch, a kiss is all it takes
You'd be surprised.
to ignite the fire of seduction.
I'm a real star, just like I said.
Desire was never more dangerous,
Don't even think about it.
or passion more plentiful. The circle of love goes round and round.
How strange and wonderful life is.
Linda Fiorentino, Seymour Cassell, and Malcolm McDowell fulfilled their wildest fantasies in Chain of Desire.
Wednesday, Vanguard at 8, March 22nd.
From the director of Terms of Endearment and Broadcast News. In Hollywood, you do lunch.
Want to have a little sex?
Or you do time.
Mommy's going to help others who need her for a few years.
You do what they want.
I want to put on my yellow dress.
It's underneath the plane.
All right, Jeannie.
Or you're done for.
It's just that he's too good for you.
Nick Nolte, Albert Brooks, Julie Kavner, Tracy Ullman, Jolie Richardson. I'll Do Anything. Premieres Friday at 8 on Cinemax.
All week long, your favorite movies, there for you to see. Cinemax is the best network for movies on TV. All week long, your favorite movies, there for you to see. Cinemax.
Why aren't you gentlemen in class today?
It's been dismissed.
No more students. No more books. No more teachers' dirty looks. And don't even think about smoking in the boys' room.
School's out.
This is no class picnic.
What's happening out here?
Sasha Mitchell, Nick Cassavetes, class of 1999-2. The Substitute. Coming in April on Cinemax.
Class is dismissed, gentlemen.
It may be cold outside, but things are burning up on Cinemax. Just look at what the waves washed up. Now, wouldn't you rather be here?
Of course.
It's time for a break. Spring break.
Sunday, March 19th, starting at 8 p.m. on Cinemax. Cinemax. If you like movies.
The following movie is rated R.
Patsy Kensit plants seeds of love as Stephen Baldwin reaps plentiful rewards. But what grows is a deadly game of seduction. Bitter harvest, next.
From John Waters, the dangerously demented director of Crybaby and Hairspray.
Life doesn't have to be ugly.
Advice from Mom.
I'd recommend therapy for your son.
If you can't say something nice, say something nasty.
Isn't this 4215 Pussy Wade?
Aim high. And wear your seatbelt.
It's the law!
Kathleen Turner, Sam Waterston, Ricky Lake, Tracy Lords, Patricia Hearst, Suzanne Summers. Serial Mom.
Try not to get on your nerves.
Premieres Friday, March 31st on Cinemax.
Joel and Ethan Coen gave you Raising Arizona and Barton Fink. Now they're giving you the business.
Better be good. I'm in a bad mood.
Tim Robbins, Paul Newman, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Charles Durning, or anyone who's in a bad mood.
It could work. It should work. It's working already.
The Hudsucker Proxy. Premieres Friday, April 7th on Cinemax.
When I met with them, they had already cast Gabriel Byrne, Chaz Palminteri, Kevin Spacey, and Pete Postlethwaite. So I tried to be as cool as I could and say, well, I'll let you know, but I would have paid them. Alec Baldwin was a badass when I was coming up, but he was probably my greatest inspiration, only because he'd be like, deal with everybody, do whatever you want, So I learned a lot from him.
You got 3 minutes to pull this off.
Once I get in the van, I know.
Right.
What?
Hell of a way to make a living, Doc.
Well, you should have married a dentist. Are you looking at me? You're looking at me. I can tell, I can feel it.
We seem to be having a little problem here.
Oh, really? What kind of problem?
I think you're lying.
Did it kill him?
Well, I hope not.
Are you okay? Uh-huh. No, I gotta drive.
You should have seen the look on their faces. Tim!
Turn around. Don't look at me, look at the ground. Look down at the ground, now! It was very immediate for me, the results. So, as far as Alec's career, and I figured if that turkey can do it, then, what the heck? Why not give it a whirl?
Every weeknight
A different kind of movie.
at 8 p.m.
Take a look at what's on this week.
on Cinemax.
A father's tainted reputation. An ex-lover's advances.
It's good drill.
And a police captain's vendetta
Your license. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. on my desk.
lead to a world of corruption
We need to talk.
where no one can be trusted. Linda Kozlowski is on the rough side of town with Hector Elizondo, John Shea, and Paul Sorvino.
Better get a good lawyer.
Backstreet Justice. Tuesday suspense at 8, March 21st on Cinemax.
A glance, a touch, a kiss is all it takes.
You'd be surprised.
To ignite the fire of seduction.
I'm a real star, just like I said.
Desire was never more dangerous,
Don't even think about it.
or passion more plentiful. The circle of love goes round and round.
How strange and wonderful life is.
Linda Fiorentino, Seymour Cassell, and Malcolm McDowell fulfill their wildest fantasies in Chain of Desire.
Wednesday, Vanguard at 8, March 22nd.
The following movie is rated R.
It's a screwball cruise across the Atlantic as Doris Day sings and swings all the way to Gay Paris. So bring on the spring with April in Paris. Next.
The Cinemax Summer of 1,000 Movies winds down with movie 934. Ever have one of these days? You don't have any clean socks, the car won't start, and your arch enemy has come back from the grave? Darkman 2, The Return of Durant, next.
Cinemax Vanguard. Every Wednesday in September, Cinemax has an unusual movie. Hypnotic, sensational, and always entertaining. First off, a sophisticated retelling of the Dracula legend with the very undead Peter Fonda and David Lynch.
Can you identify the body?
There's an epic from India.
Isn't that great?
A breezy comedy crime concoction with one of those Baldwin boys.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
And an Outback take on Chekhov's Uncle Vanya with Sam Neill and Greta Scacchi.
Could try dried kangaroo dung. Aborigines swear by it.
4 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema, once a week, to keep you on an even keel. It's all part of Cinemax Vanguard. Every Wednesday night in September.
He's been compared to legends like James Stewart.
Really?
And it's easy to see why.
Check out the talent.
In 5 standout films starring Tom Hanks in September on Cinemax.
Get ready.
See how this 2-time Oscar winner has grown through the years.
So how did I get to be so important?
From comedy.
Let me entertain you, huh?
To drama.
The rumor has it I'm a very good man with a very promising future.
To heartwarming classic.
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
He has that certain style everyone loves.
You rotten, dishonest bastard!
Well, almost everyone. It's a night of Totally Tom.
I like this!
Starring Tom Hanks. Thursday, September 26th, starting at 4:15 on Cinemax.
For Lily, leaving home for college was a challenge.
I'm Lily, the new roommate.
First time to LA?
First time anywhere, really.
But releasing her inhibitions becomes her goal when she finds a special diary, Ivy's diary.
First you cut off all your hair, then you pierce your belly button, now you're smoking?
I can help you face your fears, and you can help me face mine.
This is some kind of contest, Lily. I don't want to compete.
Lose yourself in the moment. Alyssa Milano stars in Poison Ivy 2. This week's premiere, Friday at 8 on Cinemax.
The Brothers McMullen, a film that takes a humorous look at the lives and loves of 3 Irish Catholic brothers.
Listen, lover boy, all right? We're not on Oprah. We're talking about me and my emotions, all right?
The film's off-screen story is also a heartwarming tale of family bonding for first-time writer-director Ed Burns. With Dad raising the cash as executive producer and Mom cooking for the cast and crew, the Brothers McMullen became a true labor of love for the Burns family.
I wanted to make a film that I know that I would want to go see and that my friends would want to go see. I wanted to make a film about Irish Americans because I don't think I'd ever seen one. I'm telling you, Jack, she was beautiful.
And she didn't fall for your phony Irish charm, huh?
And I wanted to make a film about brothers that showed guys in their 20s who A, weren't like slacker loser types, and B, weren't running around with guns acting like tough guys.
You don't believe in true love?
How the hell did a fruitcake like you end up as my brother?
Beyond the screen, the film was a hit with the critics, winning last year's Grand Jury Prize and Robert Redford's praises at the Sundance Film Festival.
He came up to me and told me how much he liked the film. I don't think I heard really a word he said because I was just, shock that, you know, standing there next to Robert Redford.
Proving that hit films don't always have big price tags, Ed brought the movie in for $25,000, and to date it's grossed more than $10 million, making it the most profitable film of 1995. Not bad for a guy who started out as a gopher on Entertainment Tonight.
You don't need a pilot, though. You just need a camera, a decent script, and some actors, and that's really what we did.
And speaking of cost-effective, Ed's family home was also the film's main location, where Mr. and Mrs. Burns lived during the filming.
They were very cooperative. I mean, we were there for 8 months, every weekend for 8 months, you know, shooting in their backyard and on their front lawn and, you know, in the dining room. So they kind of always kept, or would try to keep one step ahead of us, you know.
You can keep up with Ed Burns, because his new film, She's the One, is in theaters right now. But first, take a look at Family, Irish-American style, with the Brothers McMullen. Another Friday premiere, September 27th at 8 on Cinemax.
The Cinemax Summer of 1,000 Movies winds down with movie 934. Ever have one of these days? You don't have any clean socks, the car won't start, and your arch enemy has come back from the grave? Darkman 2, The Return of Durant, next.
He was an ordinary guy, just doing his job, until one night,
Just give me that $50 tip. I'd be on my way.
a slight misunderstanding
What's cooking? Put your hands up, Grabowski.
turned him into a wanted criminal.
We got a fugitive on the loose. He's armed. He is dangerous. Yeah, I'm gonna run you over.
Now he's on the lam with a few unsuspecting companions.
How come you didn't bring a pack, sir?
I did bring a pack. In fact, I brought two. But before he can clear his name, he'll have to face the biggest obstacle of all, the great outdoors.
They're eating me alive.
Try my buggy pellet.
Ah, good. Daniel Stern is bushwhacked.
Boy, I feel good.
Another Friday premiere, September 20th on Cinemax.
Business is booming.
Mr. Tasker's office. Hi, it's Helen. Is he in? Harry's in a sales meeting, Mrs. Tasker.
Harry forgot something back at the office.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Lee Curtis.
What were you doing there?
What can I say? I'm a spy.
True Lies. Monday comedy at 8, September 16th on Cinemax.
I'm the idiot, you're the screw-up, and we are all losers.
5 friends have one day
I wish I could be brave. You are brave.
to decide what to do with the rest of their lives.
You're gonna be fine.
That is so sweet. I think I'm gonna barf.
Anthony LaPaglia and Liv Tyler. Rock and roll. With music from the Cranberries, the Gin Blossoms, and Toad the Wet Sprocket.
So do I get the job?
Empire Records. Another Friday premiere, coming in October on Cinemax.
It's never been seen before in theaters or on home video. But you can find the premiere of Jade, the director's cut, this month on Cinemax. And now, Max zooms in on the man who made it, director William Friedkin.
With Jade, I just decided to put in everything I took out of the theatrical version. What happens with the MPAA is that they say, oh, geez, you can't take this scene any further than this point, unless you want to get an X rating. And, you know, an X rating is equivalent to censorship. People are very hypocritical about their sexual needs and sexual drives. And one of the things that attracted me to this material was Linda Fiorentino's character.
How could you let them do this to you? You didn't do anything to me, David. It was my choice. I liked it. I was in control.
A lot of filmmakers give up the whole process of having shaped a film for the theater, and you now just let it all hang out for television.
But before Linda Fiorentino, it was Sonny and Cher who let it all hang out in Friedkin's first film, Good Times.
Still want to make a movie?
When you guys run this film on Cinemax, you should do it with a voice that comes on first saying, "It's back."
Good Times is back on Cinemax this month, along with Friedkin's Academy Award-winning The French Connection,
We drove 90 miles an hour with no traffic control, ran red lights. All those cars that you see narrowly missing Hackman's car, those are not stunt drivers. Those are actual pedestrians. And I must say, thank God, that, you know, no one got hurt. No one even got a twisted ankle on the film. But then I thought with Jade, it might be interesting to do something where there was nothing but impediments in the way of both cars. Chinatown is a very important intrinsic part of the culture of San Francisco, and I thought it would be really marvelous and colorful to put this chase in the middle of this incredible phantasmagoria of people and floats and color. The really good filmmakers eat, breathe, and sleep film. It's not a job. It's a passion. It's a way of life. Okay, that's the cut.
And there's plenty of passion in Jade, the director's cut. This month on Cinemax.
The Cinemax Summer of 1,000 Movies winds down with movie 934. Ever have one of these days? You don't have any clean socks, the car won't start, and your arch enemy has come back from the grave? Darkman 2, The Return of Durant, next.
At the gates of heaven, only those who repent shall be saved.
Bless me, Father, for I have just killed quite a few men. No shit.
Antonio Banderas stars in Desperado. Another Friday premiere, coming in October on Cinemax.
When the United States government...
I got a leak in my office and a bunch of dead agents.
...doesn't know who to trust...
Most problems have very simple solutions.
It's up to one man...
He's an A1 priority.
...to go deep undercover.
He's going inside of a prison. I'm the only one who knows he's going to be in there.
But when friends...
What makes you think that you can trust me with whatever the hell it is you're doing here?
...become enemies...
Not who you think I am.
The mission...
What the hell's going on there?
10 times bigger than we ever thought.
...becomes suicide.
I never thought it would go this far.
And the trail...
He's close. He knows it.
...that leads to the money...
Get me out of here, Chief.
...turns from green...
I'm gonna kill him.
...to red. Anthony LaPaglia.
Pull Willie out or I'm going over your head.
Kevin Pollak.
It's no longer our decision. It's the CIA's.
Chameleon. Another Friday premiere, coming in October on Cinemax.
If Cinemax's Summer of 1,000 Movies is an entertainment freeway, then Sunday around midnight we take you off-road. For some films you may have missed, but are definitely must-see. If it's out there, it's right here. In September, Cinemax brings you 5 nights of pure cult horror, beginning with Roger Corman's mini-masterpiece of economical filmmaking. Then join Jack and Boris for a movie that some people say was shot in only 3 days.
Yes.
Also, check this one out, and you'll see why 2 actors in one body make one hell of a flick.
Hell! Shut up!
Next on the list is Andy Warhol's celebrated,
Intelligently created,
twisted vision of reconstructive surgery. And finally, an atmospheric, chilling tale inspired by Edgar Allan Poe.
Well, it looks cursed. I'll give it that.
Sunday around midnight cult horror. It's this month, and it's on Cinemax.
Stop now!
The following movie is rated R.
The Cinemax Summer of 1,000 Movies continues with movie 196. He may be simple, but he's not dumb. Tom Hanks, Sally Field, and Gary Sinise star in one of America's favorite movies, Forrest Gump. Next.
Al Pacino. No matter where he turns up, he's always center stage.
You're out of order! You're out of order! The whole trial is out of order!
He takes care of business with plenty of style.
I'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
And plenty of street smarts.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Now we've got plenty of Pacino for you. 4 movies in one night, all starring the man. From The Godfather, our featured Thursday night drama, to And Justice for All. You'll see a side of Pacino you might want to see again. It's a special night of Thursday drama with Pacino, only on Cinemax.
He might look innocent, but he's carrying a deadly secret.
People are dying. Try to remain calm.
This whole damn town's infected.
Dustin Hoffman.
It's spreading like a brush fire. We can't stop it.
Rene Russo.
So many so fast.
Donald Sutherland.
36 hours.
Morgan Freeman.
It's out of our hands now. If you see this monkey, call this number.
Outbreak. Coming in July to Tuesday Suspense on Cinemax.
The Cinemax Friday premiere, the night for new movies. This weekend, chill or be chilled.
Welcome to my world.
Go to the outer limits of the inner city in Tales from the Hood. Get blown away on July 5th.
Game is over, Wesley!
Durant is back, and he's just dying for revenge. In Darkman 2. Care to lay a wager on July 12th? Is he or isn't he the killer? Cop Linda Fiorentino finds out the hard way in Bodily Harm. It's an affair to forget on July 19th.
It was all a setup from the very beginning.
Is he being framed for murder? The answer is in the hard evidence. And look who's on deck soon. Fridays at 8, a new premiere movie on Cinemax. It's the best network for movies on TV.
It is accordingly therefore ordered that Isaiah Richards, the minor,
That's me!
shall be, to all legal intents and purposes, the child of Charles and Margaret Lewin.
I never gave my child up for no adoption.
Oscar winner Jessica Lange and Halle Berry play 2 very different women who share a common fear, losing Isaiah.
She's going to challenge the adoption. Where did she come from?
We're talking about a woman who is a junkie. Someone who should be arrested, not given back her parental rights.
Well, that's what you will have to prove.
The definition of motherhood, of course. That was the main reason for doing it, so that, you know, I mean, because there's not an area, to me, that's more interesting.
Lange is Margaret Lewin, a doctor who adopts an abandoned baby. Halle Berry plays against her beauty pageant winning looks as Kyla Richards, Isaiah's birth mother, a former drug addict who fights for custody.
It's gonna be tough. Family he's with is white. You treated him well. They'll fight this.
But I'm his mother.
Well, I'm sure that white woman feels fairly strongly that she is.
We didn't want to pose an answer. We didn't want to suggest which would be better, which is worse. We wanted people to see that, you know, there are 2 women here, and you should feel equally for each woman.
How long have you been clean, Miss Richard?
2 years and 1 month. When the story's on Kyla, you should feel like, yeah, she's worked for it. She deserves. She's walked out of hell for this baby. She is a good mother. And then when the story is focusing on Margaret Lewin, you should say, but she raised this baby. She loves him too. You should be torn throughout the whole movie.
She's a crack addict who left her newborn baby in a garbage heap in the dead of winter. And that damn lawyer makes her look like Mother Teresa. Higher powers. Tell me he was calling her name. He was screaming from all the crap she pumped into him.
To heighten the contrast between the 2 mothers and their 2 worlds, Jessica Lange adopted a look that she says surprised even her when she saw it on screen.
You make certain decisions as an actor, you know, when you're sitting alone at home, you know, thinking, well, all right. Well, actually, there were several things. One was this powerful image, this black and white photograph of Robert Franks from the Americas. It's a black nurse nanny or whatever holding a white baby, and the picture itself just speaks volumes about the history of this country and the nature of, you know, the racial situation and everything else. And I thought, now, if we could like achieve 1/10 of the power of that one particular black and white photograph in telling this story, then we would have done something worthwhile.
No matter what happens, I want you to know that we're always together.
So I thought, okay, now if you reverse it, if you take a white woman and a black child, and so I deliberately did everything as pale as I possibly could. It's just, you know, kind of like almost washed out. You make those decisions. They're kind of, you know, intellectual ideas that you have. And then, of course, when you do them and you know they're right, as an actor, you know they're right. But then your vanity comes into play. You think, oh, my God. Maybe just a hairdo would have helped, you know.
Look in the mirror. Look at my face. I'm his mother. God says so.
Take yours. I didn't have to take them. You threw them away, remember? Any animal can give birth. That doesn't make it a mother.
Oh, so you calling me an animal? If you think you're just gonna walk up in this court and take my baby like you take some puppy from a pound, you got another thing coming, lady.
Kyla's fight to make sure her son knows his black heritage couldn't help but remind Halle Berry of her own upbringing.
My mother is white, and she raised me, and I'm very black. But my mother had a different awareness of what it was all about, what being black was all about, because she was discriminated against, because she had me. And in the 60s, my father left her, and she had 2 little black children, and she often faced a lot of the discrimination that I faced. So she knew what it was about, and she prepared me for racism. She made me feel good about my history and my culture, and proud to be black and not be ashamed.
What I'm saying is, we are all he knows. And if you take him away from us, it'll kill him.
So only you can save it. You're the great white hope.
No. But I am his mother.
Are you?
Next month on Cinemax.
What does it take to make a classic movie?
I do confess a certain curiosity.
There's an answer every week on Cinemax Sunday Classics. Movies with all the right ingredients. The romance is glamorous, the action is thrilling, the music's got style. The story might come from a great novel, or a bestseller, from a biography, or a legend. But you're sure to see classic faces. There's no substitute for star power.
I know exactly what you mean.
That's what goes into Cinemax Sunday Classics. Movies that were built to last.
Paul Reiser, Matthew Modine, and Randy Quaid are coping with the Big D. Divorce. Ooh, there's dating.
Hi.
You should get the name tags. It would make it a lot easier for us.
Being a weekend dad.
It's a very awkward age for girls.
Really? What age is that?
12 through 35.
And searching for true devotion.
I should have married you, shouldn't I?
It's not too late.
Bye Bye Love. Tomorrow on Cinemax.
I'm sure there's somebody out there who wants to go cross-country with the whitest woman on the face of the earth, singing Carpenter songs, but it ain't me.
Accidents can happen.
Did I hurt him?
You hit him with a bat.
That turn strangers into friends, friends into family,
It's pathological, man.
and life into something so good you can never believe in accidents again. Whoopi Goldberg, Mary Louise Parker, Drew Barrymore. Boys on the Side. This week's Thursday drama at 8 on Cinemax.
Have you ever been in a biblical movie before?
Cinemax Vanguard.
No.
Every Wednesday in June, Cinemax has an unusual movie that you're not likely to find at the multiplex. First off, a Sundance success about dating, love, and matchmaking with a distinct same-sex slant.
A carefree single lesbo looking for love.
There's a movie from China and a coming-of-age story from Down Under. Also festival surprises.
History will judge you harshly.
And a Spinal Tap spoof for the 90s, with Soupy Sales as the prophet.
You can't cut Jesus. That's like doing Fitzcarraldo without the bull.
4 Wednesdays of very intriguing cinema. This is all part of Cinemax Vanguard, every Wednesday night in June.
This summer, Cinemax is turning up the heat with 1,000 movies that burn all summer long. That means you're sure to find that one moment of excitement, exhilaration, or passion that really gets your heart pounding. That one sensation of danger, adventure, or pleasure that makes the whole summer worthwhile. The Cinemax Summer of 1,000 Movies. It's back, and it's better than ever.
The Summer of 1,000 Movies continues right here. Monday comedy at 8. Tom Hanks and Gary Sinise in the touching mega movie Forrest Gump. And at 10:30, Roddy Piper plays a cop who has to get himself and his girlfriend out of an urban nightmare called Jungle Ground. Then at midnight, John Singleton directs another provocative drama about young men trying to do the right thing, higher learning. You're watching the Summer of 1,000 Movies on Cinemax.
The following movie is rated PG-13.
American soldiers journey through the cities and villages of Europe, falling in battle and falling in love. George Peppard and George Hamilton star The Victors, next.
It's Sunday. It's classic. It's Cinemax, the best network for movies on TV.
If you're looking for explosive entertainment, devastating forget-me-nots,
Ooh, crowd pleasers. I think I'm gonna like it here.
then catch the sweet-smelling action in April, Saturday nights on Cinemax.
Attitude.
John Travolta plays the bad seed in a busted-up arms mission.
Would you mind not shooting at the thermonuclear weapons?
And another lame military project is blown out of control.
Every egg survived.
Ooh.
Life stinks.
Oh, you went to the rebel bar, didn't you? Oh, told you not to go there.
And the essence of evil is in full bloom.
Gotta go.
So take a deep breath and savor the Saturday night action in April on Cinemax. Next week.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Technology is interactive and way out of line.
I think somebody's been tampering with my software.
Virtuosity. Saturday night at 10 on Cinemax.
Game over. Six unsuspecting camp counselors stumble into gruesome woodland action in a horror tale that's become a classic of its time. Friday the 13th, next.
Wouldn't it be great to know how much you'll like a movie before you see it? Well, guess what? You can with Max on the Net. That's where you'll find Movie Matchmaker, a program that can predict which movies you'll like best. Here's how it works. Matchmaker asks you to rate a bunch of movies from loved it to pure crapola. Then, it compares what you liked with thousands of other people. Based on what people like you liked, Matchmaker can recommend the movies you'll probably like best. In theaters, available on home video, or on Max. The whole thing only takes a couple of minutes. You don't have to download anything, and it's all free. Movie Matchmaker at Max on the net. www.cinemax.com.
The nation's top counter-terrorist.
Delta One, you're good to go.
On his final mission.
Negative. It's not him.
He missed the target. Now, there's only one man who can put him back in the game.
Sorry, I'm closer tonight. You're up and now.
A world-class arms dealer.
Offense gets the glory. But defense wins the game.
Join Cinemax for a behind-the-scenes look at the action-packed movie, Double Team. Starring Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dennis Rodman. Cinemax Behind the Scenes, The Making of Double Team, premieres Wednesday at 7:45 p.m. on Cinemax.
Who does your hair? Siegfried or Roy? No hair jokes today, okay?
Pinocchio's your best friend.
It's not just any puppet. This is Pinocchio.
But sometimes he gets a little jealous and does naughty things.
You can't become a real boy if you keep doing bad things.
Evil comes in all shapes and sizes.
Now it's Pinocchio's turn to do the carving. Pinocchio's Revenge. Another Friday premiere, April 18th on Cinemax.
She's one hot babe who can hot wire a car.
They figure she's ripped off 100 cars in the last 2 years.
Hiya, boys.
She's small enough to fit in a trunk, but big enough to handle a gun. She's got all the right moves, including a great left hook.
What do you think? That I enjoy killing people? Is that what you think?
Now she's made the score of a lifetime.
Jack, I'm rich.
Well, wait a minute. This is not your money?
Step out of the car, Francesca.
We got you this time.
In your dreams.
No turning back on the road to fast money. Another Friday premiere, coming in April on Cinemax.
Comb your hair and fix your makeup.
And that's an order.
Cause Cinemax is camping it up with a night of outrageous cult classics.
Sounds fascinating, yet repulsive.
First, get ready to do the time warp again with the complete and uncut version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It's not easy having a good time.
Next, collapse into carnal chaos with Flesh Gordon. Then, take a futuristic trip with ticked-off teens.
I've taught you much, my little dreamies.
In Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece, A Clockwork Orange. And see the first-ever transvestite action space adventure.
What an outfit.
Vegas in space. Yes, it's time to put a little decadence back in your life.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
April 19th, starting at midnight, Cult Classics on Cinemax.
Stay up late for the Friday the 13th festival on Cinemax. At 11:30, the original tale of terror that introduced Jason to a generation. Friday the 13th. Then at 1:05, Jason returns to summer camp with his own version of Color War. Friday the 13th, Part 2. And at 2:35, the psychotic hockey goalie is back, slashing away at the enemy and avoiding the penalty box. Friday the 13th, Part 3. You're watching Cinemax, the best network for movies on TV.
The following movie is rated R.
Terror returns to Crystal Lake as a mad killer preys upon a new group of defenseless camp counselors. Friday the 13th, Part 2, next.
Pinocchio's your best friend.
It's not just any puppet. This is Pinocchio.
But sometimes he gets a little jealous and does naughty things.
You can't become a real boy if you keep doing bad things.
Evil comes in all shapes and sizes.
Now it's Pinocchio's turn to do the carving. Pinocchio's Revenge. Another Friday premiere, April 18th on Cinemax. Feeling a little sick?
This is not going to hurt a bit.
Well, don't go to the hospital.
That's very good. Say,
Because there's something different about the place.
we can do better than that.
God, call code.
Maybe it's the new doctor.
Technically, I'm more of a mad scientist these days.
His patients are dying to see him. But his examinations are a real killer.
Let's take a moment or two to enjoy ourselves.
Malcolm McDowell.
Yes, Dr. McKay.
Isabel Glasser.
You'll want me next.
Peter Boyle.
I think you're nuts.
The Surgeon. Another Friday premiere, coming in May on Cinemax.
Comb your hair and fix your makeup.
And that's an order.
Cause Cinemax is camping it up with a night of outrageous cult classics.
Sounds fascinating, yet repulsive.
First, get ready to do the time warp again with the complete and uncut version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It's not easy having a good time.
Next, collapse into carnal chaos with Flesh Gordon. Then, take a futuristic trip with ticked-off teens.
I've taught you much, my little dreamies.
In Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece, A Clockwork Orange, and see the first ever transvestite action space adventure.
What an outfit.
Vegas in space. Yes, it's time to put a little decadence back in your life.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
April 19th, starting at midnight, Cult Classics on Cinemax.
Enter the world of fear on Wednesday Horror at 8 p.m. only on Cinemax.
The following movie is rated R.
4 teenage couples have big vacation plans on isolated Crystal Lake, but a demonic killer soon turns their revels into a nightmare. Friday the 13th, Part 3, next.
Comb your hair and fix your makeup.
And that's an order.
Cause Cinemax is camping it up with a night of outrageous cult classics.
Sounds fascinating, yet repulsive.
First, get ready to do the time warp again with the complete and uncut version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It's not easy having a good time.
Next, collapse into carnal chaos with Flesh Gordon. Then, take a futuristic trip with ticked-off teens.
I've taught you much, my little Judy.
In Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece, A Clockwork Orange. And see the first ever transvestite action space adventure.
What an outfit.
Vegas in space. Yes, it's time to put a little decadence back in your life.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
April 19th, starting at midnight, cult classics on Cinemax.
Pinocchio's your best friend.
It's not just any puppet. This is Pinocchio.
But sometimes he gets a little jealous and does naughty things.
You can't become a real boy if you keep doing bad things.
Evil comes in all shapes and sizes.
Now it's Pinocchio's turn to do the carving. Pinocchio's Revenge. Another Friday premiere, April 18th on Cinemax.
The following movie is rated R.
Lightning only needs to strike once in this electrifying sequel before creepy Jason is jolted back to knife-wielding life. Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, next.
It's springtime again, and love is in the air. April Fools. Don't be frightened. Go out of your mind. When Cinemax brings you a month of madness. On Wednesdays in April, we're just dying to scare you to death. It's time for a night of insanity, starting at 8 p.m. on Wednesday Horror. We've got offbeat aliens, oversized carnivores, man-eating plant life, and some evil souls with a really sick sense of humor. Next on Wednesday Horror, the Viking lander returns from Mars.
There's something in there.
Bringing alien beings who come in friendship.